everybody? How is everybody doing tonight? Welcome back on Saturday night to, yeah, and Ger, just to say, the Irish own the word shenanigans. I can say shenanigans if I want to. Yeah, so thanks everyone for coming. I appreciate you all here. Is this working? Is the audio okay? Nobody is muted. I made sure of that, Rab. What do you think? Is this working? Is it coming in? Is the audio working? What about the background? Is the background working? Do you like the background? You know, all the new cool shit and all that. So, there's an echo. One person says audio perfect, the other person says echo. Skeptic, come on in if you're free, Skeptic.
I don't hear an echo.
No, there's no echo. People are trying to wind me up. I'm going to ignore them. That's what I'm going to do. So, usual crack tonight. I have grabbed our good friend Jim Hall and is up for a bit of banter. I'm going to start with a few questions for Jim. Then we're going to move.
Oh shoot! Really?
What?
Okay? We know what happened last time. You had questions for me on your show.
You'll be fine.
I scored the record low score of any time you've ever done a trivia quiz, and I need to redeem. I need redemption.
Hold on, I'm sending the link to Skeptic.
Because I'm a smart guy, man. I don't even know what happened that day.
No.
I was drunk out of my mind. That's what it was.
What I'm hoping to ask and hoping to get a point. Now, if there's anyone in the community that's been here for a while, they will know Jim, right?
Been out of the loop for a few
months. That's on purpose,
Savage.
That's on purpose. Everybody's texting me about different things. It's all good. It's all good. Right. Knock, if you're up for it, I'll send you a link as well, Nakasuchi. Come on in too. No, I wanted to start with asking you, Jim, right? You've had this period of time away from the community, right? You went and did the whole in real life thing. You've done disc orientated and, you know, what you're doing. How has it been for you being away from the community? Have you missed the bullshit? Have you missed everyone? Do you miss the camaraderie, the hangouts, the panels? Did you go through withdrawal? You know, how has it been for you?
I don't want to dissuade any would-be people that want to start a channel. So, you know, just take this for what it's worth. And it's in no way meant to discourage people from starting or continuing their channel. But it has been just it was a load off my chest. And I thought when I gave Atheist Edge over to Kaz that I would regret it a week later or a month later, and then I'd come crawling back. These last 5 months have just, it's been so therapeutic.
Yeah.
The drama, the rat race. And, you know, I mean, we pride ourselves on, you know, our inbox. I know what your inbox looks like, what any atheist YouTuber, what your inbox looks like in your comments. And it's easy for us to say, yeah, that, you know, I've got alligator skin. I can ignore that. Yeah, you can, but you don't realize the overtime mental, what it does to you.
Generally don't.
So that, generally, I miss you guys. I miss the friendships, which I don't really miss it because I peek my head into the behind the scenes, you know, content creator, you know, all the channels, all the content creators have little back channels. We talk to each other. So I'm still around. So that's not so bad, but I do miss coming on and hanging out. But as far as the drama, nope, don't miss it a bit. When I gave that show over to Kaz, I never looked back. It's just been the most cathartic thing.
So you would feel then that the channel caused drama?
Well, any channel that with goals similarly aligned as mine, which is every atheist channel in existence.
I get the way you keep saying that, man. Right? Number one, don't like being conferred to as an atheist channel. Trying to keep myself up the middle and all the rest of it. Second of all, you can't speak for every atheist person out there making content. So that's wrong as well.
I'm painting with a white. I'm painting with
Yeah.
a big brush right now. Even if your channel isn't specifically atheism, if it's run by an atheist and any type of atheism is talked about on your channel, so that yeah, I'm painting with a big brush. Um, it, the amount of animosity and hatred and contempt that comes your way, um, yeah, I don't miss that
I don't
at
feel
all.
any animosity or contempt, and that's from both sides, man. I recently was on a little old lady Christian's channel till like fucking 3 in the morning, showing pictures of holidays and just hanging out with a room full of Christians. You know, just not even talking religion or anything like that, just bantering with them. There was one crazy guy come in his underwear with a 9mm and started to threaten to kill people. But that's just a crazy American. These are all like that, you know.
Well, maybe at the level we were doing it, at our channel's height, we were heavily involved in activism too, in person and online. So maybe that has something to do with it too, just the activism. And we were partially responsible for cutting through a year's worth of bureaucratic red tape to get those "In No God We Trust" banners put up in downtown Fort Worth, Texas.
Yes.
So we had a huge hand in that, and that was international condemnation and scorn by every religious nut job out there. It's stuff like that added to it. Yeah.
Well, that can be taken away from the attention, whenever you get rid of the channel. That'll take away the attention for that. Hey, Samos. Thanks for joining.
Hey, MathPig.
What do you think of my jazz in your background?
Ah, it's shit.
It's fucking awful, isn't it?
Hey, how you doing, Jim? I'm glad to see you still doing the golf.
Hey, what's up? Yeah.
Good.
Yep. Yeah. It's just I just do it for shits and giggles now. I'm not trying to like grow the channel or I think it's still got fewer than 100 subscribers. I just do it for fun though.
That's the best way to be doing it. If
Exactly.
you're gonna do it, that's the best way.
Yeah.
That's why I keep saying to MathPig, don't worry about the viewers, mate. It's not important.
Not important.
Not important.
If I wanted the viewers, I'd do what Gurr does,
What? I doubt it. Just to say.
I've tried. I can't pull off Gurr. I just can't. I can't lower myself.
Gurmania. What channel is that? Tell
He's
me
now
again.
Gurr Streams. Now Gurr Streams.
He has a new atheist channel. I'd say atheist, I mean agnostic.
Okay. Is it growing fast?
No.
Heavily marketing?
Why? What's so important about that, Jim? Why is that when we're talking?
Oh, I was just wondering why his name came up when we were talking about.
Oh, his name
everyone
comes up
trying to
because
go for
me
likes.
and Gurr have like an unwritten sort of fight going on where we give each other shit all the time. That's it.
Oh, I see.
We love each other dearly.
You're not. Anyway, yeah, and hello, Savage. Nice to see you. Come play with me sometime.
I'm stealing all her attention. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, that's all right, dude. That's all right. As long as she's happy, that's what's important.
I try. So, Skeptic, you've been very quiet there. I didn't get a chance to say hello. How have you been?
Hello. I had a bit of a rough time last week. Something came up, but I've been doing much better this week, so I'm glad to be back. I saw you were doing an event, and I was like, I have to jump in. I also figured out what the echo was. I accidentally had YouTube and Twitter open at the same time, but they both had YouTube on, so that's why I thought there was an echo when there wasn't.
Classic atheist.
Yeah, that's like a 7-second delay, or sometimes more.
Well, right. There's a question that I proposed to Jim Samos at the start. Now, I know that you never completely left, but you never really had a channel or anything like that or got into the activism, but you are known as Old Guard. You're known in the community for what you did at the start.
I was around.
So when you took, like, I wouldn't say a sabbatical or a break, but you just went bullshit that you obviously missed it because you come back. I could make that assumption, yeah?
Not really, no. I mean, I had just things which were more fun in real life. And then when that finished, I came back and went, this is fun as well. So, I mean, I only took like a year off or something like that, maybe 2016 I took off. really. And it's not that I had a channel or was doing a channel. I never wanted to monetize. Obviously, I started before monetization happened.
Yeah, and it was Google Plus, you know, at that stage, moving from one stage of software to another, wrecked a load of people.
Yeah, well, and that, and even Google Plus, but MySpace, of course, was a good little community as well at one stage.
Just to point out, there is a MathPig MySpace. You can look it up. Search me on MySpace. You will find MathPig. Thanks, Bad Tempered Badger, for helping me set that up.
Is it fun to go back on your old MySpace and see what like music you were listening to back then? It's nostalgic.
I didn't even join Facebook until it was like 10 years old or something. No, I wasn't. No.
Well, I'm giving away my age, but before MySpace, there was Friendster. We were all doing that.
That sounds a bit kinky.
Friendster? No, it's basically just the precursor to the Facebook and MySpace. MySpace, you could dress up, you could decorate your channel wall. It had way more options. And when someone loaded your page, it would instantly start playing whatever your theme song was. You could pick a song and it would just start playing it as they're looking at and you could pick what photos were all over your wall. It was like a website more than a Facebook page.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Mastodon's the thing now. Everybody's jumping to Mastodon. BBC One did a report. Did Simos drop out? I can't see the private chat.
Yes.
Well,
Mastodon, the death metal band.
No, although I heard about this death metal band called Mastodon today. But no, a lot of people are moving to Mastodon. Were you toot instead of tweet? Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hello,
they did.
Christopher.
Mastodon did.
I was gonna say there was also I never used this, and I don't know if it just fell out of favor, but there was tout for a while where
What
people
was there?
would tout instead of tweet.
Oh.
Huh.
It was very, very brief. It did not last at all because obviously Twitter, you know.
Well, you don't really use Twitter now, Jim, do you?
Okay, so when I gave the show to Kaz, we set it in the contract for for the first calendar year that he has it. I'm his advisor, and so we split it. We split the show 80-20. So I'm still making 20%, and I'm still running his social media. But come June 24th, he's totally on his own. And so the only time I really get on Twitter is when I'm just keeping the social media active, all the different platforms.
But
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on what's happening? Have you got a Mastodon account yet?
Me? Oh, like what? Are you alluding to? I'm assuming with the Elon Musk thing, are people like jumping ship from Twitter?
Yeah, a lot of people are leaving and stuff. That's what I'm hitting at.
Okay. So Mastodon is the preferred place to jump ship to? I didn't know this.
It seems quite popular at the minute.
Okay. All right. Well, shoot. I mean, platforms come and go. Twitter's just as good as any. I don't care who's running it. It doesn't bother me any. I think it's highly hypocritical and ironic the way Musk is handling the first few days of his reign. Comedy is dead, and then like literally just a day later, getting upset when people do parodies. Every platform has its line. I mean, even 4chan, they had to draw a line at anime child porn. Facebook has to draw a line at white Christian nationalism.
You have to hold on. You have to draw a line at what?
There has to be a line somewhere, and even if you allow the most quote unquote free speech on your platform, you try to get maximum free speech, you still hit a line, which is the law. The law says you can't, not all speech is free. In the United States, you cannot incite violence, for instance. So no matter how free you want your speech on the platform to be, If there's people on there inciting violence, then the law is getting involved, so that becomes a line. So every platform's got its line, and some the line is down here, some it's right here, some it's they try to maximize it. And Musk seems like he was going to come in and just make it freer and let you actually till off color, say what you want, stuff that I guess presumably before he took over was in his mind forbidden, and maybe it was forbidden. He's going to just maximize the free speech. But you know what happens when you maximize the free speech to a certain point? It becomes a cesspool. Take 4chan and 8chan, for instance.
Yeah, well, considering that you feel that you make a statement that they had to draw the line at anime child porn, that's a bit, I'd have drawn the line a wee bit before that.
I was just speaking matter of factly. 4chan drew the line. They felt like they had to draw. Yeah, you're really hypercritical of me since I walked in here. You make it sound like I'm all about views, and I'm gonna write down all the times you're hypercritical of me, Robbie, because I think that's
I'm hypercritical of everybody I enjoy and like the film.
All right, yeah, you alluded to you assume that I'm all about views, and then before we went live, I said if you instead of going to St. Louis for your Lollapalooza thing, if you came to Dallas. There's a lot of atheists here, and I named off some names, big names, and you said I don't care about them. I care about my, like. No,
I'm not going to have an atheist.
I'm not friends with Arm Raw because he has 250,000 subs. I'm friends with Arm Raw because he literally lives 20 minutes from me, and we're friends.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. I don't want to go and see them. I'm going to see my friends. That's
I get
that's
it, but
all
the way
I'm
you
saying.
said it felt like you were kind of shitting on me a little.
No, if I had a problem with you, I wouldn't have invited you on and reached out and said, "Hi, Jim, how are you? Do you want to come on now?"
All right. Sorry.
Nakasuchi, hi.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's your thoughts on what's happening?
Well, no, yeah, I agree with Jim. Running a YouTube channel, especially an atheist YouTube channel, I think can be weary, I totally understand getting away and feeling good about it. I've taken a couple weeks here, a couple weeks there, and I have to tell you, just that little bit kind of renews me a little bit. It gives me time to think and consider and maybe go a different way.
How is it going for your different way?
I mean, it's a work in progress, man. I've been a staunch militant atheist for a long time, so it's hard to it's going to take some time and effort to try to be different.
Have you felt any inner peace yet?
Oh yeah, I feel pretty good. I'm feeling, since I started talking about it, that got a lot off my chest because I just been kind of keeping it to myself for the longest time.
Were you afraid of getting backlash?
No, just afraid of change. I've been pretty set in my ways and vocal about it and staunch and an asshole about it. So it's like, I think I feared change and I didn't want to admit it to myself.
But as you said, and as you said to everybody else, you have to be honest. You have to admit it. There's no point in lying to everyone if you're lying to yourself. Like.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I feel better. The new channel is going to take some work, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be, I think it's going to make YouTube interesting again.
Well, because your channel sort of got the whole, what was it? What do you call that? Misha? Was it Misha?
Yeah, well, it was Matt Powell and Misha, covering those people and their hate speech, and YouTube changed their policy, because YouTube's policy used to be, if you're combating hate speech, then it's not your hate speech. And they changed their policy to where if it's on your channel, it's your hate speech. Yeah. So they hit me with hate speech.
Well, that's something Jim was alluding to. Something Jim was alluding to with Twitter. You have the allowance of free speech. You trying to bring attention to it for the bad reasons. You get slapped for it.
Yeah. And some of these other channels that are still monetized that did the same thing, or some of the Christian channels are just awful and they're still monetized. It's just like, I don't really think YouTube has a real standard they kind of just choose who they're going to kind of point their finger at and go after that person, I think.
Did you ever get heavily stung through the YouTube channel, Jim?
Me?
Yes. Did YouTube
stung-
themselves ever come in and go, you
Yes.
shouldn't have this, or you're not allowed?
Yeah, I did an undercover expose on the NIFB church. I went to the church and secretly filmed Jonathan Shelley doing his famous anti-LGBTQ sermons, and so I chopped it up, and I didn't. I just took out the boring parts. I just put I put in the video all the really nasty shit he said, and his church, and I guess anyone who aligned with him, any fundamentalist Baptist, they all started flagging the video, and they got it taken down, and I can't get it back up on. And so when you criticize hate, a lot of times the owner of the platform will see that as hate also.
Oh yeah, that was like, I can't tell you how many times I've heard that, because I'm criticizing Christian hate speech. I hate Christians myself, and I'm like, dude, I have family members that are Christians that I love them people. It's your brand of Christianity that I take issue. It's not Christianity itself. Although I said that wrong, but you get the idea.
The thing I was going to get to. Go on ahead, Jim.
I've been. It's no secret that I've been equally as critical of Islam, and then you walk into a different kind of minefield when you do that, because, I'm gonna criticize the far left now. Sometimes they're a recreational outrage brigade, and they want to correlate Islam with Muslim individuals.
Yeah.
And so then that's a whole new minefield you got to walk through.
As a far lefty, I can back Jim up here, because I get in trouble with the far left for my take on Islam, and it's like the religion's an issue. I'm not supposed to talk about the issues because there's a couple good Muslims in the world. That doesn't make any sense.
Did YouTube ever give you a direct reason of what was said or anything like that, or we're just flagging this particularly for a vague, wide open reason?
The NIFB video, it was a long it was emailed to me. It was definitely not automated. It was not an auto-generated email. It was an actual human being that wrote it. I could tell that. Yeah. And they just said I have to pull it back up. I've got it the screenshot saved somewhere. But they were just dancing around the edges. They were just trying to. The way it sounded is that they were just trying to keep the peace, and they assured me that a number of hateful NIFB videos were taken down in the process to not make me feel so bad. Like, don't take this personally, because NIFB and Jonathan Shelley and the people that you were criticizing, they got hit too. It didn't help a bit. But,
I can see what they're trying to do, but at the end of the day, you still want to promote why it's bad and show people this is the reasons you shouldn't be watching it. It's shooting themselves in the foot, so to speak.
Yeah, and when you hide it, it doesn't help. When you take it away, when there's no opposition, the people that hear that crap, well, they can't hear the opposition to it. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And I kind of messed up. I wasn't thinking straight. In hindsight, I shouldn't have done it, but I challenged the pastor
back in 1 second.
To an unarmed duel. Okay. I challenged the pastor to an unarmed duel, which isn't illegal because there's no firearms involved. An unarmed duel, I had to look it up. In the military, it's Article 114 of the Uniform Code of Military Justice, dueling. I think it's 114, maybe it's 112. Someone can look that up. But so you're not allowed to challenge someone to a fight if you're in active duty military. But as in the civilian world, it is totally legal. You can challenge someone to a fight, and I just wanted to hurt the guy. And I look back at it now, it's really just it was a dumb thing to do. It was an incitement to violence. It was not a threat of violence, because no reasonable person would be able to construe that I was going to beat him up if he did not accept my challenge. It was only if he accepted. And I was I
made that same mistake, Jim. I had I don't even really consider him a theist, but Will Kincaid offered me a boxing match and really like triggered me because he had said all these things about my kid and so I'm like, yeah,
Who
come
did?
here.
Who is this?
Will Kincaid. And so I was like, come to Battle Creek, and I just went off on a couple streams. I'm like, yeah, I will kick that, blah blah blah. Just adult. I'm gonna beat your ass type shit. But I said it live on a stream, and they got the streams taken down.
It's base level. We're above that.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done it. But
Oh,
Kincaid, you're not talking the Amazing Atheist, are you?
No.
He's
It's a different
he's
Kincaid. All right.
He's a Brett Keen acolyte.
Yeah, Brett Keenan,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be chill with him now. Like I'm trying to be like, the past is the past. It's whatever.
Don't be chill with him. Just don't engage. That's
Well,
the same
yeah,
problem.
I don't.
And
Yeah.
if you do engage, you're putting your channel at risk.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I agree. That's pretty much the route I'm taking. I'm just like, not talking about it no more, and I'm moving on with my life.
Yeah.
a boxing match. Ooh.
I mean, that's one of the things is that, as the company gets bigger, as we get further away from the wild west of the internet, then, it's all these companies are just becoming more mediocre. And so,
I agree.
naturally, if you want to have a monetized channel, you have to follow the rules of being mediocre. And a lot of people want to do good in the world with their channels. And that's not compatible with making money. So.
I agree.
Well, if you're in the game to make money, Atheist Channel, think about it. Just show cats or your boobs, or do a tutorial on a how-to tutorial.
Thank you so much. But if you really saw my boobs, I don't think you'd be saying that.
Dude, I got B cups now. I could probably get their OnlyFans.
Just have a channel where you show your feet. You're gonna get some subs.
Hey, is that the subs you want though?
Not on this. I mean, they even what's his name, and TikTok is getting a bit heavy on that stuff.
Yeah. You can't do. Yeah, the thing.
Not feet, but I mean,
the reason
the bikinis in bathtubs thing.
Oh yeah.
The reason I started watching YouTube is because it was like a little window into real people, right? And like that's gone now. It's really hard to do that.
It's not gone, but I mean,
yeah, it's hard to do.
I think if you want to, like Jim's saying, if you want to make money at YouTube, it's not the way to go. You need to be a political commentator. You need to be a social commentator.
Something popular.
Commentator.
Well, yeah, and even political commentators, they're coming down on them because they're promoting the big guys, the CNNs of the world, and so the political commentators are taking a hit right now.
They are. You're right. Yeah.
Well, if they, there's a whole copyright thing. A lot of them push the limits on how much of an actual network newscast that they can show as a clip. If you show too much, Oprah Winfrey took a chunk out of one of my videos once because I just showed 7 seconds of the Oprah Winfrey show. She had Sylvia Brown, that spirit medium. I swear it was just 7-second clip, and the Oprah Winfrey show took. They didn't copyright. It was a copyright claim, not a copyright strike.
Yeah.
So basically, any money that video made, it goes to her.
That's right.
And you get demonetized. Then you get demonetized.
I say Oprah, but no, they took one of my videos down because I was talking shit about her all comments, right? Like I did like a 25-minute video showing her comments about how do you not feel the awe, and I was just talking smack about it, and they got the video taken down.
Speaking about getting things taken down.
Oh wow.
Here's Germania.
Well, technically, nobody can see him yet. If he gives me a wee second, I'll get him up on camera here.
I'll give you 2 wee seconds.
Yeah.
2 wee seconds.
You'll
2
give him
wee
2
seconds.
wheeze?
2 sloppy seconds.
That's what your mother said last night. Hey, girl, do you like your new bot command?
No, I don't. You
No?
got me with that one. I was like, I'm just gonna promote my stream. Exclamation point, Gur says Gur's stupid or something. I was like,
Gur's a poo, and so's his mum.
I didn't know Gur went on other people's streams. I just thought he's like sat in their side chat talking shit.
No. Gur usually starts a stream, gets it all going, sets fire to it, and then leaves and joins another.
Yeah. Or steal somebody's idea.
Does Gur start dumpster fires? Like I was asking Gur the other day, he never answered me. Like, has he ever had a dumpster fire on his channel that I didn't start?
Actually, no. There's been a few, but this is one reason why I don't do very many open, crowded rooms. At least nowhere near as much as I used to, because it would just get so old with people just yelling at each other.
Knock comes in drunk and starts shit.
Which was just another.
You're
Friday
wrong
night.
about everything. There you go. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I enjoy talking to people, of course, but when it's so many people in a room, it just gets, even if it's civilized, it's just hard to.
It's hard because like I have to watch the faces to see if the circles are moving, or if they're not a face, then because like your cue for knowing when someone is done talking. This Christian just said that all truth is circular. I hate everything. That's great. I said, because he's like, and the New Testament is proof that Jesus resurrected. And I'm like, do you know what a circular argument is? Yes, I know. Do you know that truth is always circular? And I'm like, no, it's not. It's just brilliant.
I did want to say, Jim, I don't think we've ever met, but I do understand getting away from all of this or taking breaks and stuff like that. Kind of like what the Rage was commenting on as well. I know anytime I've stepped away from YouTube, like I won't do any streams, won't go on any streams, won't watch anything unless it's something that I want to watch, like a movie or something. It's just so nice.
Yeah, burnout happens. You gotta have that muse hit you and all that. And I was just telling
yeah, I don't want like I said, I don't want to dissuade anyone that wants to start a channel or keep the channel going. I mean, I had 5 good years. I said what I had to say. It's time for some fresh blood to come in, and this isn't a sabbatical. I'm not coming back, and it's been glorious. And I'm, good luck to Kaz. I want Atheist Edge to keep going. I had a former host. He lasted like Chris, if you guys remember, if you look at the old videos, he lasted about 3 years, 3 years of quality content. He had some great stuff to say. And then after 3 years, he was like, okay, I'm going to go do improv. I'm going to join an improv comedy troupe. Awesome. I've said everything I have to say. And here's the deal. Now, just because pretty much every atheist argument out there has been done to death. In some form or fashion. If you have a new one, I'd like to hear it, because it's, but the thing is, those videos get stale and old. And so if you are making a video that's pretty much a carbon copy of some older video, like 43 Alley or Non-Stem Collector, or some of these guys that are a bit lost to history, but you go through some of their old videos and you get some ideas to make if you breathe some fresh air into it, it's a brand new video, and you get a whole new audience and a whole new generation of kids that have never heard that argument before. So keep going with it.
Yeah.
I wanted to jump in real quick, just because I actually relate to that when I'm trying to make videos. I've been away for about a year, I think. And the difficulty that I find is, like, a lot of the videos that I'd like to respond to or analyze are exactly the same. So everything I have to say to them would be exactly the same. And that defeats the purpose for me of why I made the channel, to express arguments that I felt like nobody else had heard before. But I don't like my 5 videos to be responding to basically the same 5 subjects. So my difficulty is it's just harder to find new arguments or new content as it pertains to it that I haven't heard before. But I've also strictly just been arguing against Christianity. So I'm also exploring maybe arguing against different religions just to change things up. But yeah, that's been my biggest barrier to coming back, is all my videos would be the same if I just kept trying to make videos on a consistent basis.
I'm doing the same thing.
Can we just acknowledge the cult leader in the bottom corner? Hi, Marty. Oh, praise the Marty. Lemon
Hello,
bars
Marty.
are fantastic. All praise lemon bars.
No. Yeah, real quick. I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking at other religions, but I'm not doing it to attack them. I'm doing it to be open to them. I've come to this conclusion. For me personally, Abrahamics and Christianity especially, just it seems so awful to me, and it left such a bad taste in my mouth. I think I automatically like push that off on the other things. So I'm trying to be open to these other religions and give them a shot, and not just be like bashing them. You know what I'm saying?
When it comes to
Yeah, I
the
get that.
arguments, right? For those of us that have been in the game for a long time, you see like what is it, Doctor Who? The human power, the human superpower is forgetting. And the same arguments cycle through and through. And it's very fun and cute watching people use them like they just discovered them, like, oh, I got you. I got something called the pre-sub, right? It's like, dude, what are you doing? And like, I can see Jim laughing. Jim, you probably remember when like Kent Hovind was first putting his stuff online. Everything was an evidentialist argument. And the internet was where apologetics came to die.
Lost you a wee bit there, Chris?
Yeah, we lost you, Marty.
No.
No volume.
Like mid word, we lost you.
Yeah, it was like a wire noise.
I thought it was me. Okay.
I thought it was me too. I was like, what did I do? How come I
Oh,
can't?
and
You
he's gone.
break everything.
Yeah.
Yes,
How have you been, Gar? How's
Yeah.
your week been?
it's been all right, and that's pretty much.
Are you going to make the trip to the Math Minnow Palooza for New Year's Eve?
I don't know what that is.
I'm coming to America for New Year's Eve, and a few of us people, and
Really?
nothing. Yes, I will be in St. Louis on the Saturday night and the Sunday night of New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve being the Sunday night. We have a place and all booked and everything. People just have to fucking pay their bit. And yeah, definitely happening. Definitely going. Bree's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Richard's going to be there. Mowdy's not, but I get to meet Mowdy on the way there, so I'm happy with that. And yeah, so if you're
Can
in
you hear
and
me now?
around, pardon?
Check 1 2. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I know exactly what the problem was. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to seeing you, Robbie.
It's only 2
where are you gonna
hours.
be?
Pardon?
Where are you gonna be?
St. Louis.
Oh yeah, yep, not my neck of the woods.
Gonna be in St. Louis for New Year's Eve, and yeah, it's only 2.5 hours, I think, Mowdy, on the way there, but it's nearly 9 on the way back. So you have to put up with me for like a half a day in total.
Sounds good.
I don't think I could live.
I'm just gonna host my own decon.
So I'm sorry. Before I was
yeah.
interrupted by my pedal just got updated, the firmware, and when it did, StreamYard automatically selected my effects pedal as my input instead of my mic, and that's what happened. Sorry, but now I have new fun things to play with on my pedal. Blah! So I was saying that evidentialist apologetics, it came to the internet to die. The internet was where those arguments, Kent Hovind, came to die because people could actually dissect them, make websites dedicated to each sentence of what he said, knowing that he never changes it in the face of being told he's wrong or he's using 40-year-old textbooks or yada, yada, yada. And then, hold on, let me finish. And then the side 10 argument dominated the scene where he kind of animated the Van Til Bonson kind of presuppositional argument, except like weaponized it. And then all of a sudden atheists were caught on their back foot because we weren't very good at logic and philosophy. Then all of a sudden philosophy became fetishized and everybody was talking about logical fallacy this and justified true belief that, and it was cool. It was fun to watch atheists learn philosophy because we had to as a debating rhetorical move.
Yeah, it's the steps.
But since then, there's been nothing. Ever since we've opened the can of worms of philosophical, theological arguments, there's a handful, and none of them, I mean, even the precept argument, no one has really sat down to take it proposition by proposition to its conclusion. Everyone gets hung up on like the first or second premise. So there's that.
Well, shout out to well-regulated militia if they're watching this stream. We discussed last week. You said you would be here. Mowdy's here. Feel free to come on. We'll be going till Skylar goes live. So
there was a claim that I've seen before. It's kind of a sort of under the Pluto's or Plato's ideas of form, because they were saying, ideas are these metaphysical things. They're not really physical. So logic and all these, and I'm like, no, it's still grounded in the physical to some degree, but they're trying to make this argument that because ideas aren't physical, then that opens up
Muted Jim.
Yeah. So what do you guys make of that? The whole ideas being not physical. What do we say about that?
I think immaterial would be the word they
Yeah,
would
immaterial. You're right. Yeah, they say that, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, ideas are immaterial, and where did they come from, and where do you base them on? How do you base your logic of understanding logic? Oh, isn't that circular? Like, that's where they want to go with it.
Yeah. So they were saying that since ideas were immaterial, then that opens up the door for other immaterial.
Jim, if you're talking to us, you're muted.
Your content.
No, I'm working out some other stuff, logistical stuff. Okay.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, it was freaking me out. He's like, does he hear us telling him he's muted? He's still talking. I don't know what.
I can see him looking.
No, we're planning. My oldest daughter is turning 25 on Tuesday, and we're planning on where to go to dinner, and we'll bake a cake and all that.
Woohoo!
My birthday is also on Tuesday.
Oh wow!
Woohoo!
Well, she was 5 days late. She was supposed to have been born on November 10th, the Marine Corps birthday, and she failed me as a daughter.
My family says the same thing. They said I was supposed to be born on my uncle's birthday, which is the 11th, and I didn't, and they're mad because they thought I deliberately held out on them. So I'm a disappointment for that.
My wee girl was just shy of 3 hours from the end of the 27th of February. No, it wasn't a leap year, but still. Would have made fun every year,
The 27th
27th of
29th.
February.
My mom was an Elvis fan, and I was born 2 days before he died, so I think she always blamed me.
Oh, get this. Not every, but almost every pet I have, when the day we rescue them, someone important on Earth dies. Like our calico, Stevie, he died. We rescued him on the day that Stephen Hawking died, so we named him Stephen. And Nelson, my golden retriever, we rescued him on the day that Nelson Mandela died. So now the running joke is we don't rescue any more pets because someone important is going to die.
Wait, would that mean though that if you put a pet to sleep, then somebody important should be born?
Oh, dude, you just blew my noodle. Think about it.
It's only logical. It works one way. It's gonna work the other way then.
I know. Last night,
job in a pet shelter, you're like, sign me up for the thing where I kill the animals. Come on.
I know. Last night I was in Ger's streams, and I was smoking, and I was really, really stoned. And Robbie comes in, and he asked this Ben guy, he's like, so what does the color red mean to you? And I'm like, dude, you're totally fucking blowing my mind right now. Stop it.
Man, I was high as a motherfucker too. Where do you think that question came from? But, no, it's a question. Not that I had this in-depth conversation with my daughter, but I've talked about this, with Elena, because she talks about colors and things like that. She's drawing and things like that and favorite colors. Me being me and weird, and we've talked about emotions and passion and things like that, and what red is, and anger and things like that. So it was on my mind.
But what does it taste like?
Tomatoes.
Strawberries.
Ketchup.
Oh.
It is funny. I have pondered that too, actually. Like, how would you describe colors to a blind person?
Yes, that was the question I asked.
Yeah, it's like, it's really tricky because
were they born blind, or were they never able to see?
My AI doesn't like you, Skylar. Didn't want to let you in for some reason.
The closest you could get is to explain the electromagnetic spectrum and tell them there's a very tiny section right in the middle of the spectrum that our optical organs are able to detect. And it really, you have to do it very scientifically, like just
That's where Ben went.
But they still won't understand the actual color. You'll never get them to actually see green or red.
Well, that's where Ben went. He went to describe it in the electromagnetic. Now, as a person down here in the bottom corner, Mr. Dr. Magical Crossword Puzzle, when you first come in, your camera didn't click. I had no idea who you were. I was about to kick you, you troll. And then your camera popped on. I was like, oh, it's you. But from your psychological point of view, right? I went the route of explaining it through a feeling. So standing in front of a fire is heat, yet at the same time it can still be attached to anger. You know, so trying to make the correlation of not how it is seen, but how people feel the color red, how it makes that emotional connection to that, because that is something a blind person can experience. A blind person's been in front of a fire, blind person's felt anger. You know, they're at that stage. He's trying to outdo me with the background. So that trying to explain an electromagnetic wave, they can't, even I can't experience that, you know. So down in the bottom corner, Dr. Magical Crossword Puzzle, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I would recommend using cross-modal explanations. Cross-modal would be exactly what you talked about. You happen to be... cross-modal would be more specifically trying to use a different sense to explain this, to explain a sense. The mode of vision is being explained through the sense of temperature, right? When you're in a hot emotional state versus a cold emotional state, some would say it's red hot and ice blue cold, right? So even though that doesn't visually represent stuff, it can kind of give a feel for the social norms.
Yeah.
Because keeping in mind, like, what colors mean, what colors exist are completely dependent on social norms. There was a while where blue didn't exist in people's perception because they didn't perceive it as existing in the rainbow. I got to go check on my rice, but I'll leave on this note real quick. I'll be back. We perceive 7 colors in the rainbow. There are some cultures that view more colors in the rainbow than we do, keeping in mind that it's all gradient and no very clear lines. So just think about how their perception is different than ours.
Well, I'll ramble on something. Do you check your rice? But that's something that I mentioned as well, was the idea that, different cultures describe colors in a different way. We say blue and we say dark blue, light blue. We'd maybe get fancy and say turquoise or something like that. But they have a specific word for each stage and each shade of... That's a sexy motherfucker up in the top corner with them glasses on.
Who, me?
No, me. They have, different words for that. So as Mowdy says, they do see more technical colors. We just see shades of blue, where they see... That's a blue, that's a blue, that's a blue.
That actually brings up an interesting question for me, which, if we're going off of visuals, how would you explain beautiful or ugly to a person that's blind? Because that, I find, would be more difficult. Well, I don't know if it would be more difficult. It would just be
aesthetic
as
could easily be described through hedonics.
To someone who's never been able to see versus, someone who's able to see and lost it.
Give me a go.
Can easily be described through hedonics. Hedonics is hedonistic pleasure, right? Hedonics, when I have participants make ratings in my lab on hedonics, they're making a rating on a scale of pleasantness, going from pleasant to unpleasant, usually with a 0 point in the middle that determines neutrality. So things that are good, things that we consider beautiful, very rarely do we consider them beautiful and unpleasant. So that would be a good way to kind of tether beauty to, right? Because that's what aesthetics are. Things that are beautiful or things that are good.
Well, that's something that I was going to mention as my description. I would say to them, beautiful for you would be something that you find enjoyable or pleasurable. If you're blind and you don't like the feeling of slime and their face is oozy, you're not going to like it. If you're smooth, they will. So everybody has a perception or a side that they prefer. don't know why I went oozy skin. Don't ask me.
Oh, I think we all know why, but we're not going to talk about it right now.
Shh, you be quiet. Them pictures were for your eyes only.
I know.
Hey, Crafty.
Where's Craig? Oh, I just want to say hello to Skylar. Skylar, good to see you. I don't know if we met, but hello.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Hey, what's up, Skylar?
Good evening.
Hey, I don't believe we've met either, but nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet everybody.
You see,
Skylar
I have to be a good host in MathPig's own streams and welcome people who join the stream and don't get a chance to talk for 5 or 10 minutes after they join.
Oh, do you feel unloved, girl? do you want a wee hug, girl? Did you use that icon so people would give you attention, girl? Oh,
Yeah, because it looks like you, and you know. Oh, just
the nose is a little big. Other than that, it's damn sexy.
I'll have to change it. Hold on. There we go.
Hold on, I'm gonna add a
Or
button.
this one.
Oh, who have we got for the last person that I cannot put on screen? Is it Jay? Is it Jay? Oh, it's Fabio.
Hey, how you
Hey,
doing?
Fabio.
Ciao.
Hello. Hey, Simons.
I can't see you the way this setup is at the minute, Fabio, but it's nice to have you. Thank you for joining.
It's okay. No worries. Simons is gonna stay there long because his internet is shit. So yeah, it's gonna crash.
The moment that happens, you remind me to
It's happened
turn it
about
off
3
and on.
times already, dude. It's happened 3 or 4 times already.
Whenever it happens,
So much so he won't put
remind
me on screen anymore. So that's what that is. Anyway, look, there's an interesting question here. How would an interdimensional being attempt to explain 10 spatial dimensions to us? That's an interesting
Shadows.
question, don't you think?
Shadows.
Shadows?
Yes, that's how we have the Tesseract. The Tesseract is a 3-dimensional shadow of a 4-dimensional square.
Okay.
You look at it upon shadows.
And,
Good. I'm just throwing the question out there because Jim put it in the side chat, and I thought that is an interesting question that we could delve into.
I can't see the side chat at all because I've got the
Oh.
9 people up. Blocks out everything now that the hangout's full.
I hate to get. I know your maths has never been great, but that's 8 people.
ironically.
I can't I'm seeing 9.
Okay.
I see Gur, Jim, Knock, me, Deconverted Man, Skeptic,
Fuck.
Mighty, you, and Skylar. I don't see Fabio.
I became Masker.
Jim, that's funny what you said in the private chat about modern day debate. Like, that's the first I've ever heard that one before.
Yeah.
Well,
Alright,
the
I'm
reason
gonna go.
I say
Bye,
that, well,
everybody.
the reason I probably thought that was because it was before it was modern day debate. It was called modern day hysteria, and I don't know how I got it correlated, but yeah, I
I
thought
know
you
I
were
used to
the
watch-
host of modern day debate for the longest time.
We got
I-
Fabio
I used to watch it a lot way back when, but
when it
then
was a
it's like,
decent
eh.
channel.
yeah, now it's just not my cup of tea.
It's a debate, just debate. Which, okay, the upside is it gets a lot of views. The downside, the other side of it is it's just easy to produce. The only hard part is getting 2 people and getting the topic set up. It's for lazy people. There, I said it.
Yeah, and some of the people they attract is not an audience that I would want by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying, it's not my cup of tea.
The private chat. The only reason I'm not self-promoting, Robbie. The private chat
I
asked
can't
if
see
I
the
have
private chat
so
at all.
if I have books or anything I've ever written.
I can't see the private chat.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I'm saying.
Well, they asked if I had written anything. First book is this. Most people believe in God. Can they all be wrong? Christianity Counter Apologetics Handbook, available. And if you think it's easy to get a consignment with Barnes & Noble, you got another thing coming because I finally got one. It took forever, but It's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And then second one is Pulling Back the Green Curtain: 666 Things Your Religious Leaders Never Taught You. And this one's pretty thick. It's a bathroom reader. Yeah.
I bet they don't mention Gödel's incompleteness theory.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yep. Always with the in-jokes for the community.
Now, if
yeah, that went over my head.
Nope. Is that Samos back?
No, I'm still here.
Headless chicken.
Oh, Headless Chicken's here. Right, now they're the person in the background. You filled Fabio's... Oh. We'll give Mowdy a chance. Is he coming back?
Oh.
Anyway, back to the real conversation in hand. What is Fabio's jumper all about? It's a lovely color, Fabio.
It's a very old jumper, which says Guzzi.
What does that mean?
Yeah, Moto Guzzi.
It's the opposite of bad C.
It's a motorcycle brand. You guys are bad, really bad.
We're bad C's.
Famous for their V twins, really.
Yeah, I mean they did everything from V8s to singles.
Yeah,
it's one of the oldest motorcycles brands in the world. I think.
It's motorcycles.
Yeah, I think it was founded in 1919 or 1920, stuff like that. And famously, Soichiro Honda, the founder of Honda Motorcycle, was really keen on Guzzis, and the first one was a direct copy of that.
There you go.
Oh, look. What a shock, right? What a shock that the person who just appeared in the chat turns up after the person who asked him to be here last week just had to leave.
That's not him, though. That's not him. Look at the name.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Calamity Jill. We all know Calamity Jill.
Sorry. I seen the icon. You're correct, Gur. I tip my hat to you.
I usually am. Thank you, though.
50-50, you know?
I'll take that. Yeah, it was Ox.
He broke you and me.
He got you too. Ox got you as well. Yeah. Ox got some good troll skills, you know.
Well,
1440 60 frames. Right. I need to go a little bit higher on my upload then.
I hate sock accounts because like G-Man used to come on my channel and there's this one sock account like I always think it's fucking G-Man. So every time he comes in, I'm like, G-Man, get your ass in here. I want to yell at you. And it's not G-Man. He doesn't look at my channel anymore.
Yeah, he's doing that whole crazy shit at the minute. So anyway, Skylar will be live in a wee while. Skylar, what's your topic tonight? What are you doing tonight?
Oh, I don't know, man. I guess I should have thought of one. Is what's happening.
You just
That usually
I do.
helps, Skylar. Yeah.
Yeah, I usually just kind of like wait for people to show up, and I just talk off the top of my head. I guess sometimes I'll have a video or something, but I probably won't do a. I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll get a couple people in there.
Have you stopped doing Discord at the moment, or are you still doing that?
Oh no, I'm banned. I'm banned from all.
Oh, you
got banned.
They banned me out of there. I trolled too hard. It's their own fault. They can't blame me completely for what happened.
You
I
do
don't
know,
blame you
like,
at all, man. Dealing with
could you
that,
not,
right?
could you not log in through a different web provider? Go in through Mozilla or whatever and create a new account rather than using Chrome.
I created 3 accounts and I blocked all 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is I had a night where I went. Yeah, well, I did it all in one night. I got really upset with them because they kept, they chose to just. Well, they just basically kept kicking me in the Theist Experience one, and they kept muting me and they kept talking shit about me. They told me that I have to complain about moderation in private to them because they didn't want me to embarrass them in front of everybody else. So basically, that's what. So then I went in as different. Hold on.
Holy shit.
So yeah.
Evening.
So I went in different accounts and made different voices, and I think what really set him over the top is I pretended to be a bigoted Christian and started talking about how awful gay people were.
The gays.
I was like, and how they
okay.
and,
Oh, you
yeah.
took that
Well,
route. That's an interesting
Well,
route.
I mean, I said it in a funny way. I didn't just like complain about gay people. Like I said it in kind of an over the top, bigoted way that would be obvious to anybody, but it wasn't to them. Like I would say stuff like, "Oh, I'm really getting sick of these gays everywhere, shoving it in our faces," stuff like that. And this guy's like, "Yeah, man, it makes me want to be violent." That's what.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That is technically called a reverse G-man. But yeah,
Yeah.
well done. Yeah.
And then
One of them bit, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of them, they kept commenting. They're like, "Yeah, I don't want to, it's making me rage." And I was like, "How about them litter boxes in classrooms or something?" and that's when the problem is Darth over there, and that Darth Dawkins is always in there. And he
On this
watches
channel,
TV.
Skylar, we call him asshole 104 here. He doesn't even deserve
good.
it.
I call him double D's.
That's a 104. Well, he would watch, so he would look to see if I was streaming if he was in a room. And then he informed the other people in the room that I was doing that. And then I went, Matt Yester. You remember Matt? You don't know if you guys. Yeah, I told Matt Yester I wanted to have his baby, and that didn't last very long. We got banned.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Well, speaking of topics, biblically, I mean, ultimated Judo-Christian. Is that you?
Yes.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining and coming back again. I think you've met pretty much everyone here before, except for possibly Skeptic and Fabio. You've definitely met Skylar.
This is the guy. This is the guy who made love to God.
Yep, that's the one. That is the one.
Have you any
God and I are having
questions?
sex now. You just have to accept that, Skylar.
No,
Have you any
you're wonderful.
questions?
You're a wonderful human being.
Hey,
love you
Skylar,
so much.
I think you just found your topic, Skylar.
See,
I love you so much, man.
this is what we do, Skylar.
delicious.
This is what we do. You just ramble till something happens. Somebody asked me in the
That's
chat
my
earlier,
philosophy.
what's the topic tonight? I don't know. We're going to ramble till something happens. Hey, biblically.
Well, I can prove Judeo-Christianity really quickly.
Great in with it. Absolutely love it, man. Love it. Right, go.
So,
I think. Tell us about the love making. That's better. I think the love. I mean, that's. I want that personal relationship story. I feel like that's.
I'm
more
sitting on
convincing.
God's lap.
That's a bit worse and a little creepier. Okay.
He's impersonating someone I've heard before.
No, he is this guy.
It's that biblically guy, right?
Yeah, it's biblically.
He is,
Everything
yeah.
was biblically.
See, you're famous, man. You're famous.
Oh Jesus! What's his name?
Biblically.
he's now called Ultimated Judeo-Christian.
Yes.
I was on.
I have updated my
Matt's-
username.
Showed the line, and he called.
But
Hey,
it.
it was
Jenna.
Biblically for the
Oh
win.
my
is what
God!
it's
That
called.
dude was a trip.
Run,
my God,
Jenna.
I'll be brief
Run.
with
That was
my argument.
pure entertainment, man.
So anyone can respond. So premise
We had
one.
so much fun with him once.
Okay, finish what you're saying,
premise
Jim,
one.
and then we'll let him finish all.
I think Jim's body.
Yeah.
Oh, I was done. I want to hear this.
Okay, go biblically. Go.
Okay, premise one, biblically God exists. Premise two, God authorized biblicalism. Conclusion, therefore, Judeo-Christianity is true.
That's worse than the last one you told me.
Yeah,
Okay,
those are
Fabio,
all
go.
non-sequiturs,
Yep.
not just one.
Fabio, go.
No, not at all. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole, man. I mean, I'm sold. I'm converted. Yeah, good job.
Me too. I've
It
decided.
was
I'm
better
looking
yesterday. Like your argument, it was clearer yesterday in Gerstream's chat when you were trying to get in, because I don't know, the way you tweaked it today, it doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, I
You
saw.
just presuppose the conclusion of my arguments, because for you to say something doesn't make sense, you have to presuppose our Judeo-Christian God.
There you go.
Well, I am not. I'm not convinced that's actually him. Actually, it doesn't. I'm
No,
not
that
100%. That is the real guy.
Skylar, 100%.
Yeah, yeah, it's him. It's him. It's him. It's him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's
It's
been making the
awesome.
rounds again lately. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen
all
that.
good,
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah, he
This
tried to
is
join the stream last
biblical.
night to be in the right mood.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, try to join.
Ultimatum.
No. Let's. Sorry, we're having to be a bit of. We're a bit of an asshole here. We do apologize. Biblically, ultimate. Is there a way that we could refer to you that's shorter than this big long name that you've come up with? That's not derogatory in the way that we say biblically.
Oh, here comes the fallacy.
Yeah, ultimated will do.
Okay, you're gonna get ulti. Right, shorthand.
Yeah, ulti's fine.
Ulti. You can take with that whatever you want. So Ulti, have you any questions or anything that you would like to ask to the crowd, and not make a statement? Specifically, ask us a question.
Well, I'll like to address Knock again because he may have not heard what I said. So, and then he can respond to this. So
As long
are
as
you
it's a
aware-
question. As long as it's a question.
Yeah, so are you aware, Knock, that your response to me presupposed the conclusion of my argument?
Check.
Proving Judeo-Christianity?
I'm aware now.
You just got roasted, Knock.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Knock.
I'm
Give
convinced.
it up, Knock. Give it up.
Well,
You're
I,
done.
Channel
You're
down.
done.
I will
Channel
admit,
down.
I definitely admit everything I do, I'm trying to presuppose biblically.
Yep.
So that was my question. My argument was to ye, so any of ye can respond to it.
Ye old England.
Kanye?
No.
Well, just to clarify, all right, lay out your premises again. It's short. I just want to hear it again.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so it's on my YouTube
Don't make me
channel,
choke
but I'll
up.
say it anyway.
Oh, just
Premise-
write it in chat, dude. Write it in chat. It's always
Yeah,
better
I'll
to read.
post it in the private chats,
Yeah.
but I'll
Hey
read
Jamie, thanks for
So-
coming.
Sure, read it out.
So, premise 1, biblically God exists. Premise 2, God authorized biblicalism. Conclusion, therefore, Judeo-Christian presuppositionalism follows. It's a categorical syllogism.
Right,
I
so you're
feel like
saying that
premise
the
2 should be
argument is
first.
true.
Oh, hold on. Two
because-
people talked at the same time there.
Sorry.
Skylar, are you happy to let Simons take it?
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Simon. Yeah.
Oh, cheers, man. So you're saying that the conclusion of your argument is that presuppositionalism is an argument. Is that right?
The conclusion, Judeo-Christian presuppositionalism follows
Follows what, though? I mean, that you're not
from the
telling
two
me.
premises.
Okay. What part of biblical Judaism, Judeo-Christian argument
Nism.
follows? What does that even mean?
You're possibly dodging my arguments with these questions.
Dodging.
Possibly.
Possibly, you think?
Yes.
Right,
Definitely
okay.
dodging.
Possibly. Oh.
So you're
So you-
the first premise you presuppose God is the God of the Bible. In the second line, you say that
No,
that authorizes
not
the Bible.
necessarily.
That's circular. And in
Hang
the
on.
conclusion, you say therefore presuppositionalism is true.
Hang on. Premise 1, when I say biblically God exists, I'm referencing the adverb biblically to the awesomeness of God's existence, as biblically has multiple meanings. So for me to say that biblically God exists within premise 1 is perfectly valid, and you could Google that. So you
Okay,
just have to
Hang
accept
on,
premise
I'm
1.
not saying it's not a valid argument. I'm saying it's not sound. And the reason it's not sound is because you are assuming the conclusion.
You just presuppose the conclusion of my arguments, because for you to say that something isn't sound, you have to presuppose our Judeo-Christian God as he is ultimate
Right, and
truth.
that's-
You mean your
That's
God?
that itself is a circular argument. So that's no reason for me to believe that's true.
It doesn't matter that it's circular, because it complements Aristotle's law of identity, that
That's
A
fine,
equals
that's
A.
fine. That's fine, dude, but it's just no reason for me to believe that it's true.
You're just making assertions, so allow me to
That's
debunk
not
Yeah.
your
an assertion.
assertion.
Yeah.
That is not an
Yes,
assertion. You
Silas.
actually just said, right, that biblically God exists. God authorizes the Bible. That's circular, dude.
I can
That is the
justify
very definition
this.
of circular. Oh,
So
please do.
I'll make
Please
this
do.
simple.
Justify it then,
So
yeah.
God
Any
is
other way
love.
than being circular.
God is love, as He
Mhm.
created the heavens and the earth, and this is referenced within Genesis 1:1. So we all presuppose the Bible before reading it. So
What about before the
everybody,
Bible was invented?
Well, you can't presuppose the Bible before reading it. That would be nonsensical, wouldn't
Oh,
it?
that
I mean,
too.
you don't know
I'm
what's in the
getting through
Bible
this.
until you read it.
so everybody either directly or indirectly knows that our biblical God exists.
No.
You just have to accept that.
I'm
Right,
Except
how
that I
do we
know
know?
what
How
everybody
do we know?
thinks.
Are you saying revelation? Is that going to be your answer there? You're saying that
Sacred theology.
does the biblical God reveal himself in an indisputable way?
Hang on, are you aware that you're presupposing my argument?
No, I'm not. I'm asking you a question. Does the biblical
You just did?
God that you
Hang on, you
presuppose...
said I? When you say
No.
I,
Oh, here we go.
you said the pronoun
no.
I.
No.
Hang
I'm
on,
asking
you said
a
the pronoun.
question.
Allow me.
Did
Don't
you
interrupt me.
ask-
Don't interrupt me. Don't
No,
interrupt me. Don't interrupt me.
No. You're interrupting
You said
me
I.
because you're not answering the question.
Questions aren't arguments by
I didn't
definition.
say it was an argument. I'm just. I'm
Well, then you're
looking for an
possibly
answer.
dodging.
So I'm looking for an answer, though. That's the thing, right? I'm saying, is the God that you are referencing indisputably revelatory?
Hang
or
on, there
not?
can only be one God by definition. So it is
Yes.
our God.
Okay, and is it indisputably revelationary?
Yes, that's premise
Right,
one.
it is. There we go. That's fine. That's what I was saying premise one was. I don't know why you're disagreeing with me. Okay, well, I haven't had a
bring up
revelation,
premise
therefore that
two.
God doesn't exist. Is there anything else? That's a perfectly
Hang on, you
valid
just
argument.
presuppose God.
No. I haven't had a revelation, so I can't presuppose God.
You're contradicting yourself because God is love, therefore he would reveal himself to everybody as he doesn't want people to perish. So when you say, I don't know, you are
No, it's
actually
not saying I don't know.
contradicting yourself.
I'm not saying I don't know. I said I haven't had a revelation, therefore God doesn't exist. It's quite
That's
straightforward.
you are just lying because God is love, therefore he would reveal himself to everybody as we reference
but
him
he
for
hasn't.
facts. You said he hasn't, so you are
No.
contradicting yourself.
No, that's not a contradiction.
You're presupposing God within
That
your
go-
statement.
No, not at all. I'm taking the
You are.
hypothetical and saying that I haven't had revelation.
You can't use a hypothetical here. God is ultimate truth.
Okay, I'll pass it over because
Even-
I'm about to drop out.
You're making too many contradictions at once. I have to address them one at a time. I can't type as fast as you make these
Well,
contradictions.
I mean, you're totally wrong because everybody knows it's Pazuzu. If you worship him right, you know he's gonna your crops are gonna be strong.
Under his
But I
claws.
mean, if you dismiss him, then he's gonna bring pestilence. You know, Pazuzu is the master of the northeasterly wind, and he greets you on the first level of the abyss. I mean, everybody knows this, and you're just presupposing Pazuzu.
That's just an assertion.
Ultimated.
Yeah.
I have evidence.
Well pointed
God
out.
authorized biblicalism, complementing evidentialism, as he is love, and he has made us known to us within the first 5 words of the Bible. In the beginning, God created. Creation is an expression of love, so it's not hard to follow. God created, and he has made this known to us within the first sentence of the Bible. So there's no reason for God to make us read any other religious texts. You just have to, it may be a surprise to people how easy it is to prove the Bible. You just have to accept that.
Are you aware that
Glory
you're
to God?
Are you aware that you're presupposing my argument?
Knock,
Well,
it's
your
because of his
response
unrighteousness.
presupposes
He will
my
never.
argument.
Well, I think the problem is what Knock is saying, right? Is that because of your unrighteousness, you don't believe in the true God, which is Raptor Jesus, right? I went
Oh,
through
there's
this with you
not.
last
We've
time.
gone through this
right?
already.
Yeah, I know, but it's because of your unrighteousness and your willingness not to want to love him, right? He offers it to you, like he's literally right in your face about it. But you're so unrighteous that you're not willing to accept him, and you accept these pagan gods that you believe in, and you make love to.
You have no evidence. You're just making a baseless claim. I have evidence of the
I
Bible.
presuppose it. The Bible is the claim, right? The Bible. Listen, the Raptor
No.
Jesus said that the Bible, right, was tarnished by humans, by man, right? Nowhere in the Bible does it say Jesus wasn't a raptor. Now, does it?
Yeah.
What came
Doesn't.
first?
Because
Raptors or humans?
I don't know, but I don't,
You don't
need
know
to
what
know.
came first? I think you know what came first. I think you
I
know that
don't- I
raptors
don't
came
need-
before human beings.
This is a straw man argument. I'm referencing the first 5 words of the Bible. In the beginning, God created. So God is love. Therefore, he would give us a religious text to cross-reference facts. as
Raptors
not
came before
every-
the Bible. What
You
came
don't
first,
know
raptors
that
or the
with-
Bible? I'm pretty sure that raptors,
you-
dinosaurs were before the Bible. Yeah.
You need to appeal to God. You need to have direct
Raptor
communication
Jesus.
with God or have evidence in a text. But
Yes,
I'm
Yahweh,
appealing this,
through
but you're
his son.
switching the subject.
No. It's Yahweh through his son, Raptor Jesus, right? Communicated me directly that I could have knowledge, and that knowledge told me that the Bible was corrupt and led by Raptor Satan, right? And we all know that,
You
like,
just contradicted
raptors-
yourself.
I don't know how though. Maybe you can tell me
Because
the
again, I've already stated this. God is love, and he would make
Raptors
this
love.
known to us within early scripture. The first 5 words of Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created. Creation is an expression of love. God is love and truthfulness. Therefore, he would make that known to us within early scripture. You just have to accept that.
Well, he did it through the raptor spirit. He didn't need scripture. He knew that men were corruptible, and that they could write whatever they want in the Bible. So he sent the raptor spirit to go into your heart, right? But the problem is because of your unrighteousness, you're not unwilling to unlock that door for Raptor Jesus. He scratches at it. Why won't you unlock it? Raptors can open doors. They just can't unlock them, my friend. Right? You gotta figure out a way to do it.
You need epistemic evidence. I have the Bible. God would give to us a religious book to cross-reference facts.
Why do you think that? I mean, are you just assuming that God would have to give you a book to cross-reference facts? Or is that
Because
just
there
your
are so
opinion?
many false philosophies out there, and
That's
we
just human
need the
reasoning.
Bible. We need the Bible to cross-reference facts, especially in academic studies.
That's
we
an
need
opinion.
the Word of God.
That's an opinion. Do you have anything more than an
It's
opinion to
not.
offer here?
It's the truth, definitionally.
I've got a question.
That's kind of question begging. Yeah, here, go ahead, my friend, please.
Yeah, I just want to say so. Ulti,
I have a question after Gur.
this is just one question, and then whoever else. Is there anything that would change your mind on your belief in God?
No,
Anything that
it's impossible.
Anything that would make you doubt. Let me rephrase it. Yeah.
No, it's impossible.
What if God breaks up with you?
Well, I don't see that happening.
You sure?
Yes, because I have devoted my entire life to him, complementing the greatest commandments, to love God with all that we have, and to love your neighbor as yourself. So you have to ask God to verify my identity. So I'm giving you incentive to reach out to God to prove that I am an ultimated Judeo-Christian. Respond.
God's very hands-on with him, is what God's very, very hands-on with him. He likes to completion. Is what he likes.
Consensually, of course.
Consensually, yes.
I
you-
actually have a question to just to jump in here. So, if I'm understanding correctly, in any attempt to refute God, you would necessarily have to presume God as the very idea that we're talking about. If God did not exist, there would be no word or language or idea to refer to. So when someone tries to refute the arguments you say, they are necessarily presuming the existence of God in the refutation by referring to the word God. Is that correct?
Well, not necessarily, because I'm speaking the truth, so you can't refute the truth. You just have to accept that.
I know. I'm saying if they are attempting to refute the truth, that attempt will necessarily validate the truth. They cannot refute it without referring to it, is what I'm saying.
That's
And that
you can't refute the truth presupposing the truth. So God is ultimate truth. You just have to accept that. God, biblically, is ultimate truth. There's no argument against him because you have to presuppose his existence. And a
Yes.
presupposition has to be revelatory. To be revelatory requires a personal choice. So we
yes.
all presuppose an ultimate fact, and only God can be an ultimate fact. So just to reiterate, presuppositions have to be revelatory. God is a presupposition, and he is revelatory. You just have to accept that.
So if someone cannot refute the ultimate truth, as you said, and they cannot do that because in order to do that, they would need to presuppose ultimate truth, which is God. So what I'm trying to ask is, it is impossible to refute the truth because if you attempt to do it, you will be unsuccessful because you would necessarily need to refer to God, which, as you said, is the ultimate truth. So you cannot defeat it because you would need to refer to it. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and this supports perfect being theology. God is the greatest being conceivable.
Perfect being theology, okay.
I thought God was love.
Yes, God is love. Agape theism.
You got what? I'm sorry?
That's agape theism, the love of God, as he
Okay.
is ultimate perfection, therefore he would
Thank
love
you for joining, Headless.
himself.
So being perfect means being loving?
Your question presupposes our Judeo-Christian God. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I am aware of that. I'm just trying to get clarification.
Okay, so what was your question again?
My question is, so you said God is perfect and being perfect is being loving. And so I was just confirming, in order for something to be perfect, it must be loving, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and that is how God is perfect, because he is loving, and through that love, he gives the revelation that causes us to believe in him, correct?
Yes, know that he exists.
Okay. Thank you for answering my questions.
Anyone else have anything? Headless, you've been quiet, you've been in the back. I haven't
Yeah,
seen you.
I don't know if I want to engage the Judo-Christian.
Knock, have you any questions you would like to ask biblically with 2 L's?
Well, no. I mean, it appears to me like this is like a major flaw in Christianity. I think because like your circular argument isn't going to do anything to convince anybody.
It doesn't matter that it's circular. I've already
yeah,
explained
cool.
this through Aristotle's law of identity.
Awesome. So I'm just saying it's not going to really convince anybody. Like I'm trying to be a lot more open right now.
Hang on, you're just making an assertion again. You don't know what other
Cool.
people think.
Sweet. I'm usually an asshole though, so it's cool. But it's just I don't know. It seems like a flaw in Christianity that I'm supposed to I guess take your word for it just because perfection or whatever.
You already know it to be true, either directly or indirectly. I'm merely expressing this innate knowledge in words because not everybody can express their knowledge of God verbally. So that's what I am doing. So you're presupposing our Judeo-Christian God again, Knock?
Does this picture do anything for you behind me? What do you think about this one right here? Is that like what you fantasize when you see the?
That's some sexy fish. Are they minnows?
Does that do anything for you? No. Oh yeah, he envisions himself as God when he.
I say God has made it known to me. He looks like me.
That's Bay Jesus right there.
I got a good question. Does God when he makes it known to us? Does he look like if I were to recognize God, he would look like me in a sense? Like how you see him, obviously God doesn't look like you, to everybody, I would imagine. But would he look like me if he presented himself to me?
Well, can you just admit first that our Judeo-Christian God exists? Otherwise, you're possibly dodging my argument.
We can all admit
honestly,
that
yeah, he exists. No, I'm sorry. No, I interrupted you, MathPig. I admit that he exists. That's fine. But so when I see God, is he gonna look like me? Like he looks like you?
Yeah, he would have closer to my features, but he would have flaming eyes.
What do you mean by that? Yeah. What do you mean? Like what are you saying? You're prettier than I am? Like what's going on? What do you mean?
This is a rabbit trail, but all I'm saying is that
I genuinely want to know. These are questions that gotta be answered, right? Like, what's he gonna look like to me? Is he gonna look like me, or is he gonna look like you?
You just have to find out during Judgment Day. So you will bow your knee, as everybody will, and then you'll have
gonna bend their knee.
Yeah.
So are you saying that you look perfect because God looks like you?
It's a good question.
I didn't say. I said God would have flaming eyes
and look like
red
you.
robe.
You said he'd have more features that were more like you. We're trying to understand what those features are.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to find out during Judgment Day.
Are you too afraid to say it now?
We're trying to find out right now.
You're very confident. Yeah, you were confident enough to say it. Just what's it gonna hurt to say it?
It's probably signed an NDA, so I don't know.
Yeah. You don't have fiery eyes, I would imagine.
It kind of sounds like Ishmael from Wheel of Time. Are you a fantasy reader, dude?
I don't know what that means.
He reads the Bible.
Fantasy. Means do you read fantasy?
Oh yeah, you read the Bible.
It literally means do you read fantasy?
You like fantasy. You read the Bible, you like fantasy. Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
That's a loaded question. No, that's a loaded statement. Asking what do you like fantasy now, that's...
Well, yeah, well, Wheel of Time though, in the Wheel of Time, there's this. I guess you could call him a godlike figure named Ishmael. He's impersonating the true God figure or the dark God figure, but he has burning eyes, and it sounds like you're describing Ishmael to me.
Ultimatum.
You're still presupposing Judeo-Christianity. Just admit that he exists. So
Ultimatum. I do have another question. Is there another argument for God that you think would work for us? Since your first argument has not worked, is there another one that you could entertain us with, or give us something to ponder?
Well, first, your response just presuppose my arguments, proving Judeo-Christianity.
Jim, I'm loving your face. If you hadn't, you'd like that after this.
Yeah. It's not budging. It's fantastic.
No, ultimately, I'm just saying, since your argument is not convincing anyone, I'm not saying it's wrong necessarily. I'm just saying it's not convincing us. Is there another? Do you have another argument? That's all I want.
Hang on, you're still presupposing my arguments.
I'm trying to give you.
We're presupposing your arguments. No, okay.
You're presupposing our arguments. Yeah.
So you're presupposing our arguments because biblically God is ultimate truth, and he authorized biblicalism as Genesis 1:1 references God's nature for evidentialism. So you just have to accept that. This is a categorical syllogism. So I try to put forward the best argument possible.
Yeah. You tried hard enough. Yeah. What's your favorite movie? I want to know something personal about you. Tell me a movie that's your favorite. What's your go-to movie?
I'm guessing Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that.
The Bible. There was
No, the Bible's not.
Bible
The Bible's not a
series.
movie.
Oh well, that's
Come on,
well,
now
yeah,
that's
I don't know.
at
I
least
don't think- I
troll
don't know
better.
then.
Troll better.
Yeah, something that's not a Bible movie, like something outside of the realm of the Bible. What's your favorite
Like the
movie?
You like
Even if you say
Marvel?
as a child. Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a very long time since I've watched a movie.
What about as
Okay,
a kid?
Skylar?
What was your favorite movie as a kid? Yeah.
I'd have to agree. He probably doesn't go see movies because this guy makes anywhere from 1 hour to 9 hour videos on YouTube every 7 or so days. Just saying.
Yeah, and I sometimes study for 10 hours a day.
Yeah, he's got no
Straight.
time whatsoever.
Do you sit
Anything.
there? Do you wear like trousers, pants, or whatever? Or do you just sit there naked typing on the computer? Does it make you feel better?
Yeah, and I stand up.
And you stand up,
I
okay.
study standing up.
Okay.
Toilet breaks, drink breaks, of course.
Oh, good. He stays hydrated.
That's how devoted
Yeah.
I am. That's why my arguments are so finely tuned, because I focus on this one
Oh
point.
yeah, the best arguments I've heard.
We can totally see that. It's
I'm convinced.
Yes.
I mean,
You know,
that-
I really think you.
I
and
told
Curry-
you. I told you from the get-go. I mean, I'm totally sold. You know, this guy. Listen, if this is the state of Christianity right now, I'm golden. I'm totally fine. We're set, guys. You know, there is no problem whatsoever. I don't know why you keep doing videos. You, Skyler, should shut down your
Repent.
YouTube and do, I don't know, unpacking videos or stuff, I don't know, whatever. Because we're golden. I mean,
Yeah, we can start making knitting videos for sure now.
yeah, come on, guys. I mean, go into model making. I don't know, paint a.
I was thinking
something.
Lego.
Yeah, Lego. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll make
Lego.
a repent every video. I'll make videos repenting to Jesus now. Every video. That's what
Yeah, right
I'm
on.
gonna do. I want
Right.
other
Lego
people. I'm gonna
Jesus. I
use
vote
your
for it.
argument to convince
Yes.
other people. I'm gonna take that argument and use it over and over, and I can just see how many people I can get saved.
That's
Obviously,
legit a
it's so
good
great,
idea.
yeah.
That's a good idea. Go into an atheist room
Yeah.
where nobody knows you and use his arguments.
Wait, do we
I-
need your permission to use your arguments, or do we need God's permission to use your arguments?
You know, I
No, you
did.
you could copy paste. It's non-copyrighted.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
wow.
Nice.
I did a stream yesterday, right? So I did a stream on Black Oak, but I mean, Black Oak was this Lakota medicine man, but when he was in his 40s, he became a Catholic, and he was a Catholic catechist. And I covered this section where it's literally talking like Christianity, like its main problem is its lack of catechist, right? Like its lack of being able to explain its theological ideas in the wake of intellectualism. So it's like if this is the state of Christian catechism, well, I mean, it's no wonder that I'm looking at Buddhism and Jainism and all of these other different things, because yeah, Christianity is pretty much obsolete at this point.
That's just an
I was gonna say
assertion.
earlier-
You're presupposing Judeo-Christianity within your response.
Couldn't
So,
you
because
just put
God is
premise 1 and
ultimate
2
truth.
together here? Like, isn't this the same? Like, couldn't you just say the biblical God exists and has authorized the Bible? Like, couldn't you just put that in one premise and then you would just have a conclusion?
I could, but then I'll have to argue for God's existence.
Oh yeah, don't want to do that.
Yeah. You don't want to do that, right? I mean, come on, guys. And also, Skyler, I mean, shut the fuck up. I'm already on Etsy. And I'm making T-shirts with that argument already. I'm selling them, by the way. So if somebody wants to
You're
sell
already in profit.
yeah, I'm already on it, man. I'm on
Oh,
Etsy.
big fat
Yeah.
bras here.
Leo
I'll take
Phillies
10.
is here. Time to shut her down.
I'll take 10 first.
When it says, like, does it mean biblically God exists, or does that mean like the God of the Bible exists? Is that what premise 1 is?
No, what I stated is, what I mean by premise 1 is the awesomeness of God's existence. So you can Google this. The word
You can
biblically
Google the
has multiple
awesomeness of God.
meanings.
Just to confirm, you can Google the awesomeness of God, yes?
Yeah, so I use that because I may be fortunate enough to prove somebody my argument just through premise 1. So
Well, wait, but what does it mean biblically? So what do you mean there by biblically God?
Yeah, why not just say God is awesome, therefore God exists? I don't get it.
Are you just adding an
But it may-
attribute to the God that exists here in premise
What
one?
what does it
Yeah,
even
it's an
mean
attribute.
to say to prove an argument with a singular premise? Because then there's no rule of inference there. Like there's no rule of inference in a singular premise. You can't prove an argument thereby with a singular premise.
There's two, but like, yeah, they're really. Well, I don't know. It's weird, Leo.
Yeah, but what is?
Well, no, but
yeah, what do
he
you mean
said
by
that
premise
he can
one?
like prove his argument with like his first premise alone or
Yeah,
something like that.
He's not going to do
because
that.
it's by definition. So if somebody misrepresents biblically to be the Bible,
Someone
then
misrepresents
they may
you.
accept the entire argument through premise one.
But what does it mean? I'm trying to ask you. What does it mean biblically in premise one?
To great extent, awesome, or
Okay, what does awesome mean there?
No.
the beauty of God.
So the
What?
beauty of
The-
God exists.
Yeah, that's
what does he
summed
mean?
up in one word. So it can be used as an attribute / adjective. So
Okay,
that's
why would I
premise.
accept premise one? Why would I accept premise one?
Hang on, you've already agreed that Judeo-Christianity is true.
I was just joking.
No.
Wait, why would I accept premise one?
Yes.
Hang on, it's true by definition.
But by whose
How so?
God is ultimate truth, definitionally, biblically.
Oh my God, that really, I don't even, what the fuck did you just say?
Hi, Leo.
I mean, your Bible's in
Again.
premise two. Yeah, your Bible's in premise two. We shouldn't even be bringing up the Bible yet. We should be talking about premise one. So,
Right.
so was this your own definition of God, or this one you Googled?
This is based off the Bible.
Oh, but that's premise two.
So
We're not
I'm-
two premise
Fabio,
two yet.
you shook
Yeah.
your head. You've already agreed twice that he's right. Do not shake your head.
But we don't go to premise two until we finish premise one, right? So we don't demonstrate premise one. Like, so how are you defining God here? Is this your personal definition, or was this a Google search?
Through word of mouth. So from first man and woman, they would have passed it down through the generations, and then
How do we know
eventually.
that that's accurate? Like a game of telephone? Like that? That's the whole point of the game of telephone. It fucking falls out.
That's how we got so many different religions.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly good point, Knock.
There can only be one actual religion.
This is insane,
as-
Do you see the error with your premise at least? Premise one is just literally you coming up with a definition.
No,
I'm gonna
you-
shut up. It's you coming up with a definition, whether you Googled it or made it up yourself. Then we're gonna ask you where you got it. Well, it could have been passed on by word of mouth. We don't know that. I mean, how would you even?
We do know that. You're just
So,
making assertions.
Okay.
I wanted to ask if biblically could repeat what their first premise is.
Premise one: biblically, God exists.
Conclusion got it.
I can justify.
Yeah, so I
this
don't
further.
understand. I don't understand how that could be an analytic statement. I don't listen. I'm a little confused there.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
Analytic-
I mean, what you mean?
Oh, you mean analogy?
You said no. You said it's true by definition. That's what it means for something to be analytically true. An example would be that a bachelor is an unmarried man. That is an analytically true, a definitionally true statement. That's what you said your first premise was. But I don't. You're gonna have to explain that further because I personally I don't see it.
It's premise one is ultimate truth by
What
definition.
is that? What does that even mean? What is ultimate truth?
As opposed
God?
to truth. Yeah, what does that mean? What's the difference
So
between
Like,
truth and ultimate?
Is it ultimately true that a bachelor is an unmarried man? Is that something that's ultimately true? Like what does that mean?
Your question presupposes my entire argument.
I don't
Because
understand. What?
Don't interrupt
What
me.
are you?
Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. I'm explaining myself. So
Okay,
your question presupposes. Your question presupposes my entire argument because biblically God exists and he authorized biblicalism. Therefore, Judeo-Christian presuppositionalism follows.
Wow.
Biblicalism.
Wow, I mean, it's yeah. It's every time I hear that, it gets better and better. It's fantastic. I'm flabbergasted. It gets better and better.
I am honestly impressed. It's true because it is. Of course. How could it not be?
No, it's not only it's true because it is. It's true because it is, and I have a book. You forgot the part about having a book. I have a book.
Premise, yes.
Yeah.
So you just have to accept that. You are presupposing everybody either directly or indirectly knows that our biblical God exists, depending on their exposure. That's just a claim. You just presuppose my argument.
Yeah, but what you just said is a claim too. So what's your argument? What's your argument?
I'm gonna ask a question. Can I ask a question? What is the difference between what you said and what Big Fat Bra said? Why is his go?
Is that my argument proving Judeo-Christianity is true? It's the truth.
In virtue of what?
Misrepresented me. God is our biblical Christian God is ultimate truth, and I've justified this with my argument within premise 2. God authorized biblicalism. So you're making a claim that I made a claim. I'm presenting the truth.
Yeah.
You said
you're just making a statement.
What is it in virtue of that your argument is true? You haven't outlined that.
Again.
Here, let me start with a simpler question. Let me start with a simpler question. What rule of inference does your argument attempt to use?
Again, our biblical Christian God. So depending on what premise you are addressing.
No, I'm not talking about the premises. I'm wanting to know something a little bit more fundamental to that. What rule of inference is your argument attempting to use? All arguments, assuming. Well, so I guess even more fundamental to that, are you presenting an inductive or a deductive argument?
Your question presupposes my entire arguments because
biblically
God exists and he
What kind of argument are you presenting? What kind of argument are you presenting? An inductive argument or a deductive argument? Because if it's inductive, I just don't think it's going to be the case that what I'm saying presupposes something that you're saying.
You just presuppose my argument again, so to bring this to address another
what kind of
point,
argument are you
said,
presenting?
Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me.
Oh, no.
But I'm struggling to understand what kind of argument it is that you're presenting in the first place. I don't understand. You keep saying, you keep referencing your argument, but I don't understand what your argument is.
Shush, everybody. Leo, ask your question, and then I would ask Ulti to retort. And better make it interesting, because I'm starting to get fucking bored with you, man. Like, I've given you enough time, and you know, people are watching, it's all a bit of crack, and we're laughing and shit. Skylar's live in an hour. Go over and talk to Skylar. I'm going to dump you and him. But, like, it's getting bored. No. Don't interrupt me. To quote Marty, let me finish. Be interesting. Be entertaining. Don't repeat yourself. Out the fuck. Go.
Let me finish. Sorry.
So, if you can ask your question, and then you can retort, please.
Well, so all I want to know is, Ultimated Judeo-Christian has claimed to present an argument, and I'm wondering whether the argument is an inductive argument or a deductive argument. And if it's the case that it's an inductive argument, I would just want to know what the argument is. If it's a deductive argument, I'd be interested in what the rule of inference is, because all deductive arguments utilize a rule of inference.
As I've already stated, it's the truth.
What do
By
you mean by truth?
definition,
How do you define truth?
God, biblically. So that's premise 1. So biblically, God exists. Per sacred theology.
Yeah, what's the argument for that's just a claim? What's the argument for that?
It's the truth by definition because
In
God
in
exists.
virtue
Don't
of
interrupt
what?
me. I'm explaining this. So biblically, God exists through sacred theology, dichotomously backing the creator-creature distinction doctrine. Simply, ontotheology entails divine revelation for fatherhood to personal creatures. Tautologically, an
So
ultimate
there's a
truthful,
logical
loving...
entailment there? You're saying there's a logical entailment there?
Yes.
Okay, and what's the rule of inference?
I've already
The
addressed
logical
this.
entailment is
God-
going to be deductive. So I'm just going to be curious as to what the rule of inference is that you're using.
The truth?
Yeah, but what do you mean by
God?
truth?
God? The law of rational inference complements
There's
God?
laws of rational inference? Could you outline what
Yes.
that law is for me?
So it's the absolute starting point for all propositions, complementing zeroth order logic. So a proposition with the least qualifiers, so the least antecedents. So I'm trying to justify premise 1.
So not going to be
Not-
entertaining, not going to have anything new, going to waffle and do word salad. Just giving you a warning, getting very boring. Go on ahead.
I mean, I kind of agree with MathPig because what you just said was
word salad.
I mean, kind of to put it to put it lightly, was just gibberish. Qualifiers
just a
aren't
claim.
necessarily antecedents, or
Everything
I
we
mean,
say is a
that's not
claim,
really
you
relevant.
prick.
But
I'm speaking the truth. You're just making claims against me.
You just keep
And
You're
you
not
need
complimenting
and I don't know what you
oppositional
mean.
calculus.
You just keep saying things, and it's like I have no idea what sort of concept you have attached to the things that you're saying. It seems very, very circular. Okay.
No.
just gonna
Out.
stop.
He was not. No. You got your chance.
No, it's all good.
This statement. No. Not you. No. I kicked that motherfucker. But
sorry.
I have made statements against Gur, Jim. I think the only person that's got away tonight with not getting a statement is probably Fabio and Skylar. Every single thing that we say is a fucking statement. Everything. A statement again. Like if I say to you, I think your icon is slightly more ginger than a lion should be. That's a statement against you. You know, it's like, what the every fucking god, be entertaining or get the fuck out. Go to Skylar's. He's going live in an hour. He's got great questions.
Don't send him over here.
It just
Go
gets,
to
it gets a little
Skylar's.
irritating.
Send
It
the
gets a little
Boros to
irritating.
Skylar's.
I'm terrible because I probably would talk to his ass for an hour.
Here, man, it gets even worse. He's probably been on Gur's first, so I got Gur's fucking rejects, and you're getting my rejects. It gets worse down the
You're getting
line.
sloppy thirds.
Sloppy thirds for Skylar.
Honestly, I had a blast. I thoroughly
Thirsty
enjoyed that
thirds.
far more than I reasonably should have.
Yeah,
That
no,
dude
but
becoming
you're
a-
allowed to enjoy that. That's what biblically's good for. You know, he's probably screaming in the background, doesn't even realize he's been kicked from the room, but he's good for maybe an hour tops. You know,
I'd say 15 minutes.
10 minutes.
The thing is that at the end of the day, I do find it somewhat frustrating when people make these sort of analytic statements and then have nothing to back it up. They claim I presented an argument, I've got some sort of deductively valid premise, and they can't present anything. It just like stop posturing as if you have something that you don't, because it's just dishonest.
Yeah, well, and his
Yeah, but
arguments
Big
are
Fat,
boring. The most interesting thing is his relationship with Jesus and how he has sex with God or whatever.
That's exactly what Maya just said in the chat. Maya was like, if he goes to Skylar's, it's going to be an hour-long sex stream.
I mean, well, but it's like we kind of dance around that though, because it suggests so much, like, I don't know. There's something wrong with the guy that's really hard.
Let's
to
not
express.
talk about his mental health, but
No,
we all may agree.
But no, I'm sorry, Big Fat, and I tell you with the utmost respect, you know, the fact that you get frustrated, it's just something, there is something wrong with you. right? I mean, you talk to the guy as if he has some responsibility to justify his claim. I mean, have you fucking read his argument? You know,
Why?
it's
I'm more interested in reading fucking Jim's slagging of him.
Are you familiar with Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that black and red guy, or the red and blue guy.
But by paraphrasing, I can say that with great stupidity comes very little responsibility. This guy, this guy has.
Technically, that was Uncle Ben and not Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is. I mean, he doesn't really have to justify whatever the fuck he says. It's bonkers. I mean, you read it and you say, okay. I mean, you're right. I mean, that's the only thing you can do. You can't have a conversation with the guy. It's mental.
Yeah, honestly though, I find that somewhat refreshing only because I am more used to constant, super serious arguments that require a lot of time to actually take apart. So it's very refreshing to get just a very baseline, stupid argument where it's like, cool, I don't have to do too much work, too much investigating. I can
You're right.
look and tell. It's so refreshing to me.
You're right. His argument might seriously be unassailable. Because it's so stupid, you can make heads or tails about it. You can't even begin to, oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to have a conversation about that. No, you can't.
Well, I mean, he makes the rounds, and it's always the same thing. Like, the dude started coming on my channel, and it's like, it's always the same thing. It's just like really circular argument that makes, it's just like, it's a really boring argument that proves nothing and it convinces no one.
I wouldn't say it's boring. I'd say it was lacking in depth.
It's boring after 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, 5 minutes. 5 minutes is entertaining. After
the
that,
very
it's
first
just-
time I think
just the
I
same
interacted with Philip, by the way, his name is Philip Cornelius. He admitted it on stream on my channel, so I feel like I have the right to say that. There is a stream. Look back. Jim, you've got the link. I sent it to you earlier. It'd be quicker for you to post it in the chat. You've got that. And
Yeah, I'll do that.
Basically what it was his argument that we can't prove gravity. Philip's also a flat earther. We didn't even touch on that. You can have a whole field day with that, Skylar. Excuse me. We can't prove gravity, and gravity brings all the stars and creates everything, and we can't prove God, so therefore God exists. And he asked the same question at 43 minutes than he did at 8, and about 6 times in between, and I just lost the bat. That was my limit, I think, was 43 minutes, trying to be nice. But once you realize he's comedy gold, you know, use him for what he's good for. Be entertaining or get the fuck out.
Guys, I'm disappointed in all of you. I've never, aside from being on Matt Dillon's show and having to put up with his ass and Matt doing most of the talking for 45 minutes, he sucked the oxygen out of the room. If it was me and him, I would pin him down on the first statement. Biblically, I got it up. Hold on. I got it pulled up. Biblically, relating to or contained in the Bible, resembling the language or style of the Bible. When he says biblically, he's not talking about that definition. He's made up his own definition. Before we even continue, you've got to agree, pin him down on what biblically means in the English language. But that's what you guys failed to do. We can't continue until we get him. He thinks biblically means this grand magical shit.
But if you're under the awareness that that question will not achieve anything, and he'll do a small circular argument, you know, it's different with someone you don't know. I 100% agree with you in that, Jim. But you know what he's like. He ain't gonna fucking agree to goddamn shit.
The first chapter of my first book says agree on definitions. Don't even start 100%. The debate until all the. Oh, can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah.
Don't even agree. Yeah, don't even. It's pointless to even start a debate until we first agreed on definitions. Now, if I say this is an aluminum can of beer, and you say no, it's a tin can of beer, and it's pertinent to the debate that we get it straight. What's this made out of, right? Okay, what do you call aluminum? And we look up the atomic weight, and I was like, well, I call that atomic weight aluminum. You call it tin? I don't think it's tin. I think it's objectively aluminum. But if you want to call it tin for this,
yeah,
I know, aluminium. If you, for the sake of this argument, if you want to call it 10, and we agree that the atomic weight is the same as what I think it is, we'll call it 10. I will adjust my definition. Now we can continue the debate. That's what you have to do with this guy.
If you've seen this person debate 3-4 times and you've debated this person before, and you know that asking definitions, even when you slam them down on it, they just want attention, and next week it's going to be something different.
Yeah.
Use them for what they're like. The man's here for entertainment, man. This Saturday night shit, this is for me to sit here, have a few smokes, relax, have a few drinks, laugh, hang out with my friends. I missed you, Jim. You know, it's why I reached out to you the other day. I
love you, brother. I'm slightly pissed. It took you 4-5 months to invite me on your channel after I quit Atheist Edge, but I love you, man.
I've got my routine of I check in with people, and you're mentally stable. There's a lot of people who aren't mentally stable, so you get pushed down the list because I don't need to check in with you all the time because you're sane and not crazy. You know, it's a good thing. I still love you.
Just what about chronic nightmares every night, and I only sleep 3.5 hours tops. But if I'm the most mentally stable in this community, we have problems.
Okay, right. I need to check in with Jim more often. That's all I got from that.
Well, nobody's mentally stable anymore.
What about if any day?
Yeah, I mean, what about if that guy is a massive po?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't think that guy's serious.
Yeah, Fabio, I can't agree with you on that.
Yeah, he's not serious.
This man has made 9-hour videos multiple times.
Yeah,
and if he's a pro, that's damn commitment.
If he is, though, he is legend.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the guy has obviously stamina. He keeps repeating stuff, which is bonkers, and he keeps going with that angle. And I mean, the fact it makes 9 hours video. Listen, if I want to build a proper po, and I'm committed, I can do that. It's no big deal, and it takes time.
Well, in the private chat,
it reminds me.
In the private chat, Gur said that he's actually heard him chuckling under his breath. On some of his live shows.
Oh yeah,
so that
he
is
laughs.
one piece of evidence.
He's not serious.
Honestly, I thought I heard
like he's trying to get over on us
when people were talking to him.
He's out for
notches. That we all understood he wasn't being serious and wasn't being genuine, so I was just having fun with it. Because I was pretty sure he would be absurd.
He would be a hero
to the point of being a caricature. And it's like the most perfect caricature that anyone could come up with. So I thought that's what we all were operating under.
No, that's the way I operate with him. Yeah.
And keep in mind, I mean, think about when I said, that if that's the state of Christianity, we are all okay. He didn't even bulge. He didn't even say anything.
Oh, I didn't even realize I've already built a fucking command in the chat that if you go 'Philip, it comes back biblically bigus. I don't know. Was it bichus or so? I don't know. One of his accents.
He actually reminds me of somebody that was in the community a long time ago, Fabio, called MMA.
Oh,
I think it's the same guy.
Yeah.
I think
I've heard that name in reference to him.
Yeah.
I think it's the same guy still. And I think I do seem to remember his name was Philip as well, but I'm not certain. But he does have the same, he's a lot older now, so he's got a slightly deeper voice, but nonetheless, I think it's the same person.
Oh, Paul's
He's
here.
Probably just found Christianity and he used to bullshit for hours and hours and hours. So.
Paul, the link's there. Pop in for the last couple of minutes because I'm going to be rounding up quite soon to give Skylar a chance and everyone a chance to go over to Skylar's and shit like that. That's why we started a wee bit early tonight. Paul, if you're free, I would love if Paul could come in. And Red Pill Matrix. Red Pill Matrix, I've had a lot of chats with on Christian channels and stuff like that. Red Pill Matrix is a very decent enough guy that you can have the banter with. And not to slag Paul off or anything like that, but correct me if I'm wrong, man. Young Earth creationist, flat earther, all this stuff that we completely disagree on, that we never talk about. We just talk about life and as people should do, just banter and get on. But I'd love it if you could, Paul, if you're free. And Simos's internet is fantastic, so you might be able to slip in.
It really sucks. I mean,
Can we start a
it's got-
GoFundMe? Can we start a GoFundMe to upgrade?
No, the amazing thing is that he told me. I asked him if he changed provider, and he said he didn't. He just changed account. So that beggars belief. I've no fucking idea.
Okay, Spooky's not allowed to make fun of me when I make this statement, and I don't think anyone else here. Yeah, no one else here. Right. I moved my computer from up the stairs in the studio down here. Friend has had to come live with me and stuff. But I moved it into the living room, and I'm now I've got fiber and stuff, but I've got like a wee booster box that runs off Wi-Fi, WPS, and all the best I can get and all this here. Put it down, and I have it beside the computer, and I've went from 900 megabyte download to like 76 megabyte download. Darg, you're allowed to make fun of it. And I was like, this is annoying. It's so shit. I'm at the opposite end of the house and all the rest of it. And zip, 2-3 days, maybe a week of this just being really bad internet. And I can't understand why. And I moved the box today. I went and made a whole new lead so I could move it out into the hall and shit like that. And in the process of doing that, I forgot that I borrowed a Fermite magnet industrial magnet about this size by that. And it was in the living room just sitting behind the computer screens. It's that strong I can attach it to the underside of the bunk beds and my wee girl can hang on it. She's in size 10 clothes and she can hang on it and it doesn't fall off. So it was sitting over there like 3 foot from the Wi-Fi booster. So yeah, my internet speed's tripled. So that's in the kitchen now. Darg can make fun of me. 8 days. Yeah, 8 days. Thank you, Savage. 8 days. I've been annoyed by that. Big ass magnets are not good for Wi-Fi. Turns out.
If you're running a microwave, does your Wi-Fi ever go screwy?
No. I've been directly wired into fiber and downloading nearly 1 gigabyte a second for quite a while. I'm only
No, if
now-
you're running, like if you're heating something up in a microwave, does it ever affect your Wi-Fi? It does I don't know why. It did when I was active duty in the barracks. Whoever was running
Yeah,
the
no,
microwave,
that's true.
There's
No,
got to be
yeah.
something there.
Darg even
Does it-
said that to me. Darg said that to me. The guy that helps me out with my computer stuff. He was like, "Man, even a bad old microwave or a computer screen or
Yeah.
a TV screen, if it's CRT, can mess it up." And yeah, in moving
He
the
did
disc.
that. He did that, Jim, because it wasn't properly shielded. That's the reason why.
So I'm gonna get cancer. Probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Well,
stand
yeah.
by that microwave.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, but you so at night you might be, slightly lighten up. So that is useful if you want to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's a favorable genetic mutation.
Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
can pass that on to my offspring.
Right.
It'll help you navigate in the dark.
Yeah, glow in the dark, or else being able to fly and shoot lasers out your eyes. I'm always up for that,
In the next 3 million years, our fingers are going to get longer. We're going to lose our eyebrows and the hair on our head, the hair on our arms and legs. Our
You and
cheekbones will
Robbie are
disappear.
halfway there.
Our appendix will disappear. Our brain, the total mass of our brain will increase. That's if AGI singularity hasn't hit by then, which it probably will. And then we'll be like incorporated. We'll be transhuman. We'll be firmly integrated with machine technology.
So why are we losing our eyebrows?
They're not needed anymore. Most humans don't live in dusty desert areas where they were once needed. Just like white people are the reason there's white people on the earth is because there's cloudy, snowy areas on earth that always stay cloudy and snowy. We're the snow monkeys.
So we're gonna wait till Skeptic comes back, and I want to do a wing around the room. Now I know my room that I look at is different from the live stream, but unfortunately, first is Gur. So Gur,
What? Really?
any comments, any questions to the panel that you'd like to ask towards the end of the night? Any things that you would like to say, except for how cool you are, because we don't lie here.
Well, I mean, I'm not one to brag about how, humble I am. But no, I just want to say thank you for having me on, and I've enjoyed this, and everyone that I've not met here, it's been nice to meet. And Jim, it's been nice talking with you. I have been subscribed to Atheist Edge, even though I don't think you're on that anymore, for probably 3 years, maybe.
Oh.
So
No, I quit 5 months ago.
5 months ago. Okay. Yeah. And so, and I also wanted to say, again, just to reiterate what I had said when I first came on here, was I totally understand getting away from it all. And yeah, I get that. Anyways, it's been nice to meet you and nice talking to everyone. And also,
next up
Robbie is a biatch.
Robert.
Just kidding.
Jim, you're next in my screen, so go for it.
Oh shit. Tap dance. I don't have anything yet. I thought it was gonna be the last guy. Shoot. Really? No, I'm not gonna plug my books. I'm like, give Atheist Edge a try if you're not subscribed, because Kaz is doing a great job. He's taking the ball and ran with it. So he's doing some good things over there. It's a lot of live stuff. I'm trying to talk him into doing more heavily scripted, pre-recorded stuff. But you know what? He's going to do what he's going to do. I've got a channel called Disc Oriented. And if you don't know what disc golf is, you want to see what it's like, or if you're already into it.
Jim recently got himself a disc that flies perfectly flat and level. From what I've seen on the videos, he was quite chuffed with this.
Wow.
Perfectly flat level.
You are up. You are on your game, man. I just put that video out. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, I've got another video coming out tomorrow, but you know what? If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth, even bigger than my channel, if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, even close to Dallas-Fort Worth, put a comment in one of the videos. I'll see it, and let's get around together, because I play two or three times a week, and that's really, it's very therapeutic, especially for someone with PTSD. It's hiking with a purpose. So you get basically 4.6 miles of hiking, but you're throwing a piece of plastic in the process. It's fun.
Keeps it entertaining.
Yes,
the places that I'll be desperately honest, Jim. I don't like disc golf at all. The two things that make me watch your videos is the funny angles in your rants. All right, whenever you miss something and don't get it right, just fucking stupid fucking thing. And then he gets very excited when he gets it right. He's like a wee kid. He's like a baby fighter. Yeah, flat level, like the earth. And
dude, I sank a 35-foot putt today, and there's like a kid in the candy store. When that thing flies the way you want it to, it's a work of art.
The most important, the most entertaining thing is the places that you go, man. I swear to God, you live in a very, very beautiful area, you know. And as you said, you lived in a city area and shit like that, and people around and just up the doors. Whatever you have access to, I hope that gets protected and shit like that for, dog walking and running. Disc golf can get boring, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you, man. That's all I got.
Nakasuchi, you're up next in Maine.
Yo, I don't know. I'm looking at shit. So I've got a new channel, Rage to Reason.
Man, if you're post it in the chat, post it in the live chat, because your tag is the channel. So just post it in the live chat.
I'm not rich, huh?
Let me see. I never figured out. I never figured out YouTube the easy way.
Hold on, give me
Fuck you,
I got it. I think that should be it. I believe maybe. But I'm trying to look at things and
I'm about to proclaim.
It's interesting because I find myself when I get into these conversations, biblically makes it easy, I think, but when I get into these conversations, I kind of find myself falling into my old routine, and I'm trying to really work on that. I'm looking at this idea called species loneliness, and it's a Native American idea. And Jim was just kind of speaking about evolution and everything. It's this idea that through most of our evolution, we lived at one with the earth, and we lived at one with the species around us. And over the course of what we call history, we've kind of dominated the world and dominated the species around us. And they have this philosophy that we are subconsciously missing what we've always had throughout our evolution. So it's this really interesting and fascinating ideas I'm finding in some of these religions that are I found I was closed off to when I was a hardcore atheist. So I'm enjoying the experience, but I wish I could be better in these conversations, and that'll take some time.
Yeah, no, the journey is fun. The journey is wonderful. Next up is me, so we're skipping me, and we're gonna go straight to Fabio.
So what are you doing? Are you wrapping up?
Yeah. Skylar will be starting soon, and yeah.
No, I'm cool. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we know you're cool. You know, we know that. You've converted to Christianity tonight, so at least you've changed your mind on something. That is the most important thing, being open to change your mind. But
I'm
other than
totally
that,
into it.
how's the Formula One and the photography going? I lost out my chance to get that camera. Long story.
Okay. We have a race tomorrow. We had a race today. Really exciting race. We have a race tomorrow. We hope it's going to be good. And we will have the usual hangout with Simos on Monday. I think it's going to be like 9 p.m. UK time or stuff like that. But yeah.
Wait, are you in Formula One?
No. I just watched Formula One.
Oh, it's like my new passion, and I watch like these behind the scenes like reality series, Formula One, and I'm like, man, have I seen you on that show? And I'm just like, so yeah. I love it. It's fascinating, man.
You might have seen me if you followed MotoGP some years ago, which I don't anymore. But yeah, I mean, I was also happy that Ducati won the championship with an Italian rider after 50 years. The last one was Giacomo Agostini on the MV in 1972. So yeah, it was good for me. I still got some old colleagues. But anyway, yeah, I'm good.
Check out Fabio. I think if you type, he does the Formula One stream on Simos's. So if you type, let me see if this works.
It's Simos channel. Look for Simos Funk and you will find it.
Yeah, I think if the command is right, Simos should pop up. If I've done my spelling correct. Next on the list would be Skeptic Skeleton. Skeptic, what's happening?
Hello. So first, I don't know if anyone else thought this, but Knock does kind of sound like Joe Rogan. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. It's just an observation.
That's crazy, man. Have you ever done DMT?
Oh, I was waiting for someone to mention DMT. Go on.
I don't know what DMT is, so
that's the first I've ever heard.
I did a stream this morning on Machine Elves. Go check it out.
Who in here likes to eat elk meat?
You're not watching Bree streams. You need to watch more Bree streams.
That kind of sucks. That's the first I've ever heard that. That kind of sucks.
Hey, MathPig, do you like to eat elk meat?
I'm more of a deer man myself. You know, I like to shoot them with a big American gun. Okay. Skeptic, what have you got coming up? You're next, Leo. Just wait your turn.
Yeah. So basically, just me and a certain someone else on this stream, we need to set an actual like consistent schedule, because I've been like sitting on a video for like the last month and just like not having a schedule to like, to submit it by this date and then meet by this date. It just keeps throwing me off, and then I keep getting distracted. So
okay, well, on the topic of the schedule, that person that's on stream would recommend you check your Twitter messages more often.
Yeah, I don't get Twitter notifications to my phone, and I'm not usually on my laptop, so that's also why. But we will work that out. I have a bunch of content that I have not put out. I'm hoping to put out, but I need to get.
Check out Skeptic Skeleton. Very, very good opinion on things.
Also, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. So far, I think everyone I've seen on here, for the most part, has been brilliant, either brilliant person or brilliant minded. So just wanted to pay that compliment to everyone here. Thank you for being
obviously. It doesn't apply to Gar.
Oh, I thought you were talking directly about me.
No. You're the exception that disproves the rule.
If anyone's the exception, it would be the host, to be honest. But
yeah, I agree. You know what, Skeptic? You're all right.
Thank you. You're all right too.
Big Fat Bra. He's next.
What is it that I'm supposed to be talking about?
Yourself. We know how much you love to do it.
What about? I'm still confused. Do
you have a stream? Do you have any questions? Would you like to ask the panel a question and or shill yourself?
Questions about what?
Okay, you've not been on the panel and you don't know what's happening. I don't know. Topic. Like, did you think biblically was a fool? Did you think we achieved anything tonight? Do you think that
Well,
Fabio's
he's a
top is
fool.
too brown? You know, what's your thoughts on things tonight? We're giving you Jerry Springer final thoughts, man, and to shill yourself and you don't know what's happening, you're usually smarter than this.
Just talk shit about Robbie.
God doesn't exist. I mean, there's a number of reasons that one can procure for why God doesn't exist.
Go on.
I'm
Well, wait a second.
very
How are you
much-
defining
I'm very-
God? I think I can make a case.
I would define God. Well, number one, I don't think the question of how are we defining God is a meaningful question because I think most people have a pretty unified understanding of what a God is.
I hang around with Richard.
But
my
if I
vision
were
is
defining what I meant by a God, I would say that minimally a God is a being that is maximally knowledgeable, maximally powerful, and eternally existent. But
There are lots of gods who don't fit any of those at all.
yeah, I just wouldn't consider those gods. There are a number
So
of
pagan
reasons
gods
that
aren't
one is
gods in
going
your
to be able, no, they're not. So there's going to be a number of reasons that one can procure for why gods don't exist. It boggles my mind why so many non-theists run from the claim that gods don't exist, or the idea that like you can't provide meaningful arguments for that because you certainly can.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know what to say. You talk longer than anyone else. Headless chicken.
What?
Anything you'd like to say?
What? Doesn't make any sense. Talked at least the whole time I've been here. What?
I'm joking with you, Leo. You know I love you. I'm Irish. I show affection by
Spanish,
giving
get it
people
right.
shit. Right?
That's good. Oh Jesus.
Headless chicken.
That's good.
Who just said "Oh Jesus" like that? Cause oh my God, no.
Jealous. Chicken.
What?
Do you do stuff? Do you appear places?
I'm everywhere. I don't waste my time making videos.
Somebody's quacking. I don't know what the fuck's
That's
going
a
on.
chicken. That's the sound
Right.
of chicken.
We've had a chicken. We've had a lion. I'm a pig. What about the bee? Would the bee like to say anything?
Yes. So traditionally, deities have been represented by elemental forces. Not they weren't necessarily defined as entities that are omniscient, all powerful in all this situation. It's more of a modern concept for a deity. They did have powers, but they were generally obscure and really didn't understand it. But for the most part, they were elementally driven, and as an explanation for natural environmental factors for the most part. Now, if we take the notion that gods are elemental entities that have control over environmental factors, I think I can make a case for a existing physical and biological god for you, Leo. But you won't accept that because your definition of a god is specific to monotheistic creation entity, and I don't understand why. I'll yield.
Well, it's not.
Humans' first gods were animals in nature, right? Like we have evidence of that.
Yeah, but that's just not what. Look, the problem is that I'm working from what most people are gonna understand a god to be, and most people don't understand the wind to be a god. Like that's just not the way that people understand God today. Like if people can say that, like, well, but like 3,500 years ago, this like esoteric tribe, like, but I don't care what this esoteric tribe 3,500 years ago believed. I care what people today believe. I care about what the people that I'm engaging with in the modern era believe. And what they believe about gods is exactly what I have defined.
It's the same belief, though. It's just that those things that
I don't
used to
think
be
it
in the
is.
realm of gods, we've discovered the reason for. It's the same argument.
I don't
just
even
that pushed
I
to
don't
the
even think
margin.
Christian belief is the same as it was like 2,000 years ago.
I used to be an atheist until I realized I was God. That is all.
I think a Christian today is drastically different than a Christian, say, 1,500 years ago.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. I'm just trying to get you riled up. I hope you understand that.
What's your response, Leo? Biblically?
Biblically.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, I have a show on Saturday at 9:30 though. This morning it was at 10 because of tech issues. But we did talk about DMT and machine elves. So if you're
It's
interested,
crazy, man.
Right.
I'll be
Has
back
everybody
next
finished?
Saturday.
Has everybody had a go? Is there anybody else anything would like to say before we tell you?
Well, I
all?
think everybody's had a go, but have we all had a stop? That's the real question.
You
It's all
haven't
about
stopped.
the
yet.
goes we made along the way.
Asking those deep questions.
Maybe it's a yield that we need. Who knows? It could be a roundabout. I mean, MathPig, you're running the show. What is it? What's next?
What
What
about
next
flow?
is me. I saved the absolute best for last. I'm going to shill it again. I'm going to shout it out again. And if my tacking does tack correctly, and I'm fast enough, we're going to do this.
So, anyways, what's everyone doing later?
Shush a second. Shush
You
a
going
second.
live, sir, bitch?
Just kidding. I'm joking. I'm sorry.
Right.
Of course you're not, bitch.
This should work. And then if I do
Little
that.
bitch.
Hold on a second.
Not you, MathPig. Girl.
No, it's definitely MathPig.
No, it's Gert. There's a little bitch.
Are you seeing this? Are you seeing the shared place? Are you seeing?
No.
No.
Why is this not working?
I see 9 people in the room. That's what I see.
Okay.
There we
And I
go.
see the Gur's a little bitch with sand in his.
There we go.
I see
Right.
that.
For everybody that's watching on stream, this is the place that we have booked. You do obviously have to pay your way and all to cover it and shit like that. We have limited spaces, but this is booked for New Year's Eve weekend in St. Louis. If you live close,
What's the price per person?
it'll not break $50.
Yeah.
No.
So if somebody brought like $100 and threw that in, that would be good.
Yeah, $60.
not be
Sorry,
good.
Salvage just has corrected me. $60 for 2 nights. It's $30 a night. That will cover you in a bed. It does sleep a certain amount of people, so it's
How many
$60
people?
2 nights. Pardon?
There's a cap on how many people. Come. I'm
It
gonna be
holds
there,
up
though.
to it holds up to 10 people, but the last
How
2
many
beds.
people have signed up so far? Like how many people are like a for sure I'm in? at
There's
least thus
me.
far?
Okay, right. Hold on. Leo is very adamant about the questions. These are good questions. I am going. Savage is going. Bree is going. That is what is 100% definitely confirmed. We have
Okay,
70%.
Bree is the selling point, but
There's
I'm not
also
sure
free
about that.
T-shirts.
Okay, I'm on board.
Yeah, right. We have got
Is
a
it you
70%.
have to have your
Oh, you
own
keep asking
transportation
questions and you won't let me finish, Leo.
I'm sorry. No, really.
We
I'm
have
sorry.
a 70% confirmation from Bree. No, sorry, a 70% confirmation from Beck and Richard and Richard's friend that I have. I'm not going to say he's Richard's disciple and all the rest of it, but we have 70% confirmation from that group of 3, and Sammy from Australia, if he can get a cheap flight via Thailand, which looks very possible if he does a night stay and gets a blowy, can come over as well. So there might be Sammy from Australia too, but that's a definite maybe.
Mine is 100% going to be there because the place is rented in my name.
I dozed off for a second. Are you organizing an orgy or something? I'm not getting what the fuck are you talking about?
I am going to say.
Where are you gonna be
Right,
going?
Fabio.
No fucking way,
Fabio
man.
has now asked a
probably
question,
not.
Leo. I made everyone shut up for yours. Okay. The truth of the matter is, I am flying out to America for Christmas and New Year's. I am flying out for 11 days. I will be in the St. Louis area spending it with a very special person. But for New Year's Eve weekend, we have booked a place that if any of our friends or non-creepy people want to come and hang out, no, like it's not going to be faithless form, it's not going to be better or anything like that. We probably will set up a camera in the living room and the kitchen to catch the banter and the crack. Maybe live stream a wee bit if there's some Wi-Fi and have some fun. But
What
I
are the
will be
2
doing
days?
live from the Hive there. on that
30th and
Saturday. Oh.
yes, live from the Hive could work there if we have a computer and good Wi-Fi. I haven't checked into the computer status. We may have to bring our own. But the days and dates are the 30th and the 31st. That's the 2 nights we're staying. So New Year's Eve party, getting your hugs and your kisses at 12 o'clock and all. This will be it. We arrive on the 30th. We leave at like 11 on the 1st. So you all have to get up hungover as fuck or stay up all night. But yeah, New Year's Eve, St.
I don't
Louis.
drink.
Okay, you're grand. You're the designated driver. Thank you. So
And it's your own transportation there, I'm assuming.
yes, find your own transportation there, and $60, 30 quid a night, $60 for the 2 nights. And,
Leo,
if
if
I
it's
can-
closer for you to drive to Quincy, you could carpool down St. Louis with me if you wanted to stay the whole weekend.
This is the
Yeah,
place.
that's what I'm thinking about.
This is the place, you know. So that's the. That's
I-
it.
i- Is anybody going to have sex with God biblically over there?
I hope so. Otherwise, I'm failing.
Because, yeah, if
I'm gonna go
not,
for the
I'm not
list.
interested.
God,
I'm not watching that.
Godly sex.
Oh, somebody has just joined. Who joined?
It's a magical crossword puzzle.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Christopher.
You're ruining my tack thing at the end here, Chris, but go on. Say your bit, Dr. Magical Crossword Puzzle. I'm also doing a stop in Philly. This is the wonderful thing as well. Sorry, just to say. Dr. Magical Crossword Puzzle can't make it, but we deliberately got an extra day. Well, I'm stopping in Philly rather than Chicago to go see Dr. Magical Crossword Puzzle. 3 hours on the way there, 9 hours on the way back.
Make no mistake, it's going to be more Fresh Prince when he gets to this place than it was in Philly.
Oh,
Can I ask a quick question?
Go for it, big fat bra.
How many individual beds are there?
There is 3 double beds. 2 of
There
the
is
double
a big
beds.
one, like only one, but it's really big.
There is 3 double beds. There is 3 double beds. 2 of the double beds are claimed. The next 2 people in, or the next 1 person who wants to pay double, but there is 1 double bed available still.
And what is there after the double beds?
Fold out single beds, fold out double beds from sofas. It's a decent sized place, but once you get
How many
past
of
like
those
6
are there?
people, pardon?
How many of those are there?
Oh, they're all like there is only 3 100% definite confirmations at the minute.
How many people are you expecting?
It holds 10.
Grr, are you going?
What?
Grr.
No.
Grr.
Is Gur gonna turn? Oh, if Gur turns up, Gur will have to turn up in a mask like his icon.
Robbie, I just looked it up on Greyhound. It's $601 round trip from Dallas to St. Louis on Greyhound, and that's too much. I gotta save for a Montana disc golf road trip this summer. So
That's understandable, Jim. No, it's understandable. America is a massive place. It's only if people can. There's no pressure. There's no nothing.
I was thinking about it, but
and it's a massively shitty place.
We have a lot of good friends in Texas, though, that you might be able to set up a carpool with. I don't know.
Wait, so who's all coming up from Texas? Like, is AJ gonna be there? Or Shane gonna be there?
It's originally it's being promoted here on this channel to my audience, my friends. We've discussed it and stuff. I don't really know AJ. If he wants to turn up and you want to turn up and you have someone to talk to, I'd be glad that you're there because I tolerate you, you know. So it'd be great if you could come, Leo. And if you want to bring a friend that you're and they pay their bit. AJ's not creepy. If he doesn't stand above me when I sleep, you know, we're good. Like.
What the fuck? No, I don't think he would do that.
No, that's a bit weird. Like, but yeah, hold on. We're trying to end. Skylar just got the alert and stuff. Skylar's going out. By the way, funny story. The place is called Pink Something Paradise. Like, who doesn't want to stay in Pink Paradise for fucking New Year's Eve?
It's a hard bargain.
Once we finish the show, I'm going to be in Pink Paradise. Let's hurry this shit up.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
Savage is happy with putting it out there. It's called Pink Lemonade Paradise. That's where we're staying. We're staying in Pink Lemonade.
Pink lemonade paradise.
There's a
Pink lemonade paradise.
Sorry,
There's a funny story about the origin of pink lemonade. It was so there's this lemonade vendor at the circus in like 1860 something. Anyway, he ran out of water to make lemonade with, so the only water was this bucket that the trapeze guy had been washing his red tights in. So he used that water and it made the lemonade pink. And he
We've
tried
got a wobbly stool.
Is that
I'll
is
shut
that
that
the
down, sorry.
is that Bree the hive? Is that the hive? The insect?
That's
You're
me,
the
babe.
insect person.
You an insect? Yeah, nobody.
Oh, listen, I thoroughly enjoy your Instagram. Gosh, I love your Instagram posts. I don't know if you see me liking that, but I like those.
Yeah, about the bugs facts. And
Yes,
stuff.
I
Yes.
love those.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody likes them. I like making them, but nobody watches them.
People watch them. I watch them.
I like them so much. Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, God.
I like all the legs.
What, is that a story?
I like all those long legs.
Love you,
Those
Sam.
big fat abdomens. Oh, fuck yeah. That's what I like to see.
Oh my gosh, I got to tell you about the Greater Arid Land katydids. They are freaking fierce. You should see the abdomens on those.
You gotta tell me about them big old eyes.
Tell me
Oh, hate those big old eyes.
the big old katydids.
Yeah.
Say it.
Damn, Leo makes an awful lot of noise, doesn't he? Right, we're going to be ending this stream. Everybody go over to Skylers. Everybody go over to Skylers. All right?
Okay. Did you link Skylar's?
No, but
Not
one
that
of
I
my
need it,
mods in their Smurf suits will.
Oh,
Not
Man,
you.
MathPig didn't link it because he's a bitch.
I mean, I would totally link it if I was blue.
It's still 25 minutes out, Robbie.
Yeah, no.
Robbie.
Robbie.
The only thing blue about me is never mind.
I'm not going from one stream to another stream. I do like to have it. Okay, Leo just.
Well, are we still live? We're not still live, are we?
No, I'm about to end if you'd let me and everybody and all the rest of it. Love
We all thought you ended a long time ago when you finished with the countdown. We just been
It
jacking
was
around
going.
here.
It was going to end it half an hour ago at least. Yeah.
Oh, the mute all button still works. Isn't that
Oh,
wonderful?
and I can still unmute myself.
Oh, motherfucker, I need to fix that fucking damn loophole. Right,
You're
everybody, thank you
welcome.
very
I'm
much for
helping you.
coming. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for coming. Appreciate you all. Thanks for all the viewers. Thanks for everybody coming. Thanks for everybody that contributes. Nothing we say is gospel. We are all full of shit and opinions, like every other asshole out there. So, yeah, think for yourselves,
Stop reading our
motherfuckers.
private chat, people. You're a bunch of perverts, I swear.
What?
You got the private chat up in the YouTube.